How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you guys can hear me. Please let me know. I went through every OBS setting. I deleted every filter, every audio, everything. And I really hope this works. I'm gonna pull up my own live stream to verify. But yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? We are going to journey together tonight over the next couple hours, navigating our way through this obscene, crazy, bonkers Pokemon market we're in. I appreciate you, Rasmores, letting me know that the audio is working. I actually realized I forgot to do my overlay highlighted message thing. I'm going to do that very quickly. But as I always do, I am going to be here. I'm going to answer every question. Appreciate you, Rasmores. Appreciate Mims. Journey Together works well. When I saw that name, I'm like, yes, that is going to be in all my next several live stream titles. Journey together with me through this Pokemon market boom. I don't know why that light just turned off. Now it just turned back on. We're kind of here. But I think PK is still live. PK did. I was so busy getting this thing up and running as I broke it time and time again. But yeah, I completely restructured my OBS. I hope my filters are correct. I know on Monday, I shout out to whoever pointed it out to me in the comments. But I had changed all my filters and my voice was cutting out because I set my limiters and compressors and my gain and my equalizers, all those things I did wrong. I watched a million YouTube videos and I think I did it all right. I have VB audio cable and I have voice meter banana. I have all these different settings now, all these different programs. It's crazy. It's too much. But I'm listening to audio that's not funneling through. I think if someone does something, if someone subscribes, our dude should show up right here. You should hear his audio this time. I hope. Oh, I forgot to do something. I forgot to do my intro. Let's pretend like I haven't been here for 2.5 minutes. We're going to do our intro just so that we see it. Welcome to the stream. I just arrived after that intro started. I definitely was not here before that intro. So how's everyone doing tonight? I hope the audio worked on the intro as well. I saw green bars bouncing. I couldn't hear it myself, but I believe it should have worked for you. So, yeah, I'm going to... Okay. So as PK sends people in, for whatever reason, this light's blinking at me. I think it's still plugged in, but shout out to PK. Thank you for sending everyone my way. October 4th, I believe it was. All the way back October 4th. Let me verify my calendar. I believe it was October 4th that PK and I launched Fanatics Livestream. And then October 5th, Ponga did his portion of the Fanatics Livestream launch. So we had a 2-day big launch event. PK came and he was right here in my office. We were streaming. We were going nuts. We were doing big things. And I don't have it in hand. I can't show it to you right now, but I promise you, on January 25th, Saturday, January 25th, I'm not sure if it'll be sometime between 8:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. start, if I had to guess. Probably leaning towards 9:30 p.m. start. But we're breaking a base set box. We're breaking a base set box. And I don't know that I'm going to show everything. I mean, I don't know if PK is going to actually want to ship this. I mean, we could do a complete set of 20 uncut Burger King cards if PK would be fine shipping it and if everyone wanted it. But I've got some pretty solid stuff in here. If people know what those are. There's one single one. I've got got some pretty high-end slabs. I'm not going to show everyone, but pending how the auctions go, pending how the box break goes, that one's nothing too crazy. But I will have some pretty heavy-hitting things to auction for $1 a piece, including the base set packs. So we're going to auction 36. There will probably be an I don't know how deep PK got in his live stream. We'll probably have an option. Base set weighs very cleanly. We'll probably have a scale with us. We'll probably give you the option. You buy a pack before it's weighed, and you get an option to either have it ripped or have it shipped sealed if it's light. If it's heavy, if it's going to be a hollow, we rip it. Hopefully you get that Charizard. Hopefully PK can pull a Raichu sometime throughout the night. I did hear him talk about that part, but I'm excited. I'm excited to do a base set box break. Base set boxes are a lot more expensive than last time I bought them over a year ago, or maybe not, maybe under a year ago, but several months ago at a minimum. They've come up quite a bit. Everyone's talking about modern booming. Tonight, most of what we're talking about will be us talking about modern booming, but vintage is doing things too. Vintage is absolutely doing things. If anyone has been paying attention, most people haven't been, but it's definitely doing big things as well. Our guy will show up here if anything happens. Another thing that I have, so whoever subscribed most recently should be shown here. Hopefully that's true and accurate and real. And then whoever, if anyone ever super chats, Nice Shoebox was the last one to super chat. And then gifted subscriptions, gifted memberships. Mason Berry, shout out to Mason, CNA Games. He did the last gifted membership during a live stream. So yeah, I'll be talking about that if anyone wants to talk about it, the upcoming thing. I think I talked about everything there is to talk about, but PK and I will be kind of teasing that. I will be visiting PK at his house. I will be in his low ceiling basement, crawling around, trying to help him break that base set box, auction a bunch of cool stuff. I'm excited for that. I'm excited. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a few months, I think, till I get to my first Collecticon. But this is like a Pokemon event. It's not a full-fledged one. I'm not going to see everyone. But when Ponga came to visit, that was a prequel to New Jersey Collecticon. That one was. When PK came to visit, when Jake's been to visit before, Nick's been to visit before. Anytime I get to interact with Pokemon people, it's a fun event, exciting time. I'm actually going to take my kids out. They're going to get to meet his kids, going to get to meet his wife. He's met my wife before. But it's going to be an exciting time. Exciting time, doing a little business. We got Kiki Jiki gifting memberships. So it's weird. He gifted 5. It's going to show this 5 times. If that's like blaring your ears out, let me know. I have no idea what the volume is like on that. For whatever reason, it's coming through as 1 membership 5 times. I guess Kiki's getting better value for his dollar. I appreciate you very much, Kiki Jiki. If that volume needs to come down, please tell me sooner rather than later. I don't want to make people's earballs. Oh God. I don't want to make people's earballs bleed. No one's saying that it was really loud, so hopefully it wasn't too loud. But yeah, thank you, Kiki. I'm very, very excited for that. I'm very excited for the slate of upcoming events. Maybe we'll talk about Collecticons later. We never know. Volume down. You should lower the sub noti. Okay, I will lower the... Should I have it? Should I make it like half the volume? I'm gonna lower it a bunch and see what happens. Everyone's saying loud. Everyone's saying loud. So I went down a bunch. If it happens again... What am I saying right now? Oh God, I apologize for that. If another one comes, it should be quieter. If it's still not quiet enough, we'll adjust. We'll get through it together. I apologize for that, but thank you, Kiki, for being our test. Oh, 1/4 the volume. I went down a lot, so I just went down a ton. Was the intro loud or quiet too? Mute it. Sorry. I'm gonna do more volume. That is noted. We will get through this together. We're journeying together through setting up Dan's stream for all these fancy things. So someone said make it louder. Make it louder, can still hear Dan. But okay. I'm going to continue through the live stream. We got Basic Trainer in here, saluting, reporting for duty. Did I get any product from Journey Together? So I did go on. I saw people ping it as they first ping it. Shout out to Java. He pinged it way later than some super secret paid Discords ping, I believe. But he did ping it early enough that I went in and I ordered a case of the booster boxes, and I ordered 2 of the ETBs. Immediately after, I know Java, somebody's going to give me crap. Dan, the guy that never is going to buy PC ETBs, went and bought 2 PC ETBs. Yes, that is another top signal among all the top signals we've experienced over the past 12 months. Just add it to the pile. At some point, all these top signals will coalesce and the house of cards will fall. But it's not happened yet, so we ride on. But I know I'm going to get my chops busted for that, but I'm an open, honest, transparent guy. You ask me the question, I will give you an honest answer to the question, however shameful it is, however embarrassing it is to me. We've got Basic Trainer gifting 5 memberships. Basic is being the guinea pig, doing the test for us. Is the mower too loud again? If so, I apologize. We will adjust again as we navigate our way through this, as we journey together through getting Dan's stream set up properly. 3.5 years, almost 4 years into Dan being on YouTube. We're finally getting these things integrated. Oh, and I should have mentioned the I don't want to use his old name. I don't want to use the improper name. Hive Mind Collectibles. If you have any desire to have stream elements made up for you, if you are a blossoming live streamer, as I am 4 years later, and you want to have some kind of a live streamer package, if you want to have certain branding made, if you want to have any of that kind of stuff made, if you want to have these animations made, that was all done by Hive Mind Collectibles. So shout out to him. Feel free to DM him, find him on Instagram, find him wherever, if a mod maybe can link his Instagram. That is who put together my fisherman intro. He put together that. There's more coming too. It's not quite fully done. But yeah, appreciate the work that he did. I'm very happy with how it all came out. So I wanted to make sure I got that shout out in early because I shouted out the wrong name last stream and did it very late, I think. So Pokemon Center, GameStop let me pre-order 2 booster boxes per pro account. Go in store ASAP. Audio is good. It does feel in so many ways crazier than 2021. It's not hitting everything as much. Like in 2021, level X's, gold stars, trophy cards, Japanese promos. Japanese promos to a much lesser extent. Japanese promos were later. So WotC was more like 2020, if I remember correctly. But late 2020, I couldn't touch anything WotC, so I was buying Masakis, I was buying Burn Towers, I was buying cards like that because they weren't yet touched, not nearly as much. But in this one, a lot of those cards are actually like down. A lot of those like trophy cards, a lot of higher end cards I think are down. Vintage, some of it's down, some of it's up a decent bit. And everything modern, everything in the past 5-10 years is just going bonkers. It is going like the higher the pop, the more crazy it's going. Obligatory, it has to happen every stream. The higher the pop is, the crazier the cards are going. The more boxes there are, the crazier it's going. Surging Sparks, $250. It is insane in every way possible. I mean, Vivid Voltage did it. People don't like Surging Sparks being compared to Vivid Voltage. I know why. But yeah. I mean, we're in it right now. This is what a boom feels like. Some people, if you've only been in this market for 6 months or a year or even 2 years, going on, I mean, if you've only been in this market for 4 years, you don't know what it can be like and what it's historically been like over the past 25, 28 years, 29 years. Very different from what it is now. And you need to be careful with what kind of things you're implanting into your brain about expectations, profit expectations on your investments, on your flips, on your scalps, on your whatever, on your collection going up. You need to be very careful. Very careful what presumptions you make. Very careful what, because so much of my brain is still wired for 2014 to 2019. So much of my brain, when I see a card, like when I see a certain card, pick a card at random. When I see a PSA 10 base unlimited Charizard, part of me knows it's like, okay, that's $10,000 today, roughly. But a bigger part of me knows I sold 5 of those for $300, $400 a piece. I was buying and opening base set boxes when PSA 10 base set Charizards were like $300-$400 a piece. I sold a PSA 9 base first Charizard for $1,000 many years ago. And I remember when it was 50 and I turned 50 down. And I remembered a little bit later when it was, appreciate you, Crimson Rips, for subscribing. But so much of my memory, and it makes sense, because like 2014, to 2020 is a 6-year span. I've only had 5 years since. So like all the recent stuff hasn't overridden that earlier memory bank of like what it should be like and what it was like for so long. And I say should be like kind of sarcastically, kind of facetiously or whatever. But you just need to be careful. Need to be careful in these times. As we journey together through this Pokemon market boom, you do have to be cautious. I did like the ETB art as well. Love the color patterns of the set. Nice to see you in here, Sterling. Hope to run into you in 2025 more at various Collecticons. There's rumors that Red's Charizard is in the set, Journey Together. I mean, I would love to see Red's Charizard. That would be amazing. Paying homage to the first generation of Poke fans. Journey to the Bank. Gonna have to journey to the bank a lot in 2025 for sure. It's looking like Team Rocket's gonna be a main set. A few places put up pre-orders already. Still not guaranteed, but it's looking amazing so far. Yeah, I know. We're like we can't be happy that Prismatic comes out in a week or a week and a day, right? Prismatic comes out in 8 days, but our mind is not there. Our mind is journeying together towards Team Rocket, the next 2 sets. Like it's wild what goes on in this Pokemon hobby. I feel like the lights are gonna turn red early tonight. I'm not there yet. Once I have enough sips of Coca-Cola, we might get there. We might get there. So Sterling says, will this stud/pipe finder thing for searching packs affect your strategy for sourcing loose packs going forward? No, not much at all, if any. So I'm going to pull it up right now. I should be able to share it on screen actually. So I'm gonna look up metal detector Pokemon booster. So, okay. So people are hearing about, oh my God, this new thing. Did you hear about this new thing? And I'm not picking on you, Sterling. I know a lot of people are newer to the hobby. I know you've been around more than a week or a month or a year. I saw you at various events. I forget which ones. But this is not towards you. This is not towards anyone in particular. But like to a lot of people, this is brand new and this is shocking and this is scary. And is the hobby going to all fall apart because of this? Let's go to this camera. And it's kind of messy. Okay, here we are. But 6 months ago, this was shown and talked about. The same exact tool. 3 years ago, it was shown and talked about. The same exact tool. 3 years ago, again, it was talked about and shown and used. So, like, this is not new. This is not unique. This is not brand new. Kind of like Pack-Weighing. For years and years, maybe a decade plus, Pack-Weighing was going on. And not everyone knew about it. I think it's good that everyone knows about it. If something is going on, people should arm themselves with that information. But generally who I buy with, who I buy from, generally, most of my product, by dollars, by quantity of packs, most of my product comes straight from my distributors. Overall, most of the product that I own, most of the product that gets streamed, comes from my distributors. It's close, but like secondary is people that I know. I have a small online presence. I have a small channel. And I buy from Danazard. I buy from other people who go to Costco, other people who buy from Target. I buy from Ponga himself. Sometimes Ponga will get a lick. The Discord things will ping him, and he'll buy a bunch of 151 bundles. He'll buy a bunch of Sea and Sky boxes, and he'll sell them to me. When I'm buying product that was immediately broken down from big box and then shipped to me, I'm not worried about those packs. The people that I'm buying from, another big thing that I have too. So when I buy product, I don't pay for it and then people send it to me. People send it to me and then I pay for it. So the odds that someone is going to send me 2,000 packs, like if I buy 2,000 packs, shout out Rattle actually. Rattle did a great video on this whole metal detector pipe wire finder thing. Rattle did a great video. If you open 10 packs, there's only like a 1-point-something% chance that you're going to, at random, not get a single hit card, not get a single holo. So one thing that I'm likely to do, if I have a new source, if I think anything is sketchy about a lot of packs that I get in, it kind of sucks, but it's like, open 5, open 10 packs, if you need to, open 20, and get a feel for like, are these true? Are these roughly 1 in 3? It's going to cost me some amount of money, but like math on my side. Maybe I'll make a video about this on my live streaming video. I'll try to remember to like talk about this. So live stream source packs talking. You can definitely, with math on your side, you can open a small random sample of packs and you can verify a large sample. Like this is legitimate. This is close to legitimate, as close as I can reasonably get without opening every pack. So there's ways around it. It's been around for a long time, I promise you. And the risk might be greater. The risk might be greater today because more people just heard about it, and more dummies and more scumbags will go out there and try to scam people with this. But if you are good at math, and you, especially if you're set up in a way where people send to you first, if someone sends me 1,000 packs and I open 10 and I open 20 and I open 30 and I open 40 and I don't get any hits, I don't know what I'm going to do exactly, but like, it's not going to turn out well for them. It's not going to turn out well for them at all. If someone sends me product up front trying to scam me, and then I find out, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've never been confronted with that before, but it will not end well for them. So the way that I do business kind of shields me from some of the risk, a lot of the risk, to be quite honest. So yeah, I T-Chev I see as well. I buy from T-Chev as well. I buy from a lot of people that hang out in here and watch chat. So think twice before you try to send me metal detected packs. Oh, I'm gonna screw Dan over. I'm gonna send him 500 packs, and then he's gonna pay me for 500 packs that I'm scamming him on. Think twice about that. Think twice about that. Very easily, I can figure out that shady things are going on, and then you're gonna be in a tough spot. You're gonna be in a tough spot because you just tried to scam me by giving me a bunch of money and then asking for me to send you money back. So do that at your own peril, at your own risk. That's my true thoughts on all the scamming, pipe finder. It's like CT scanning 6 months ago. Oh my God, like everything's on fire. The hobby's over. Pack it in. The newest sets, the oldest sets, everywhere in between. Pokemon is dead because of CT scanning for a week. And then we were on to the next thing, and then on to the next thing, and then on to the next thing. Remember when the PSA cases were being faked, and Zhao was like doing all these things, and then a week later it blew over and we were on to the next thing. In 6 months, in 6 days maybe, this whole pipe finder thing, Rattle made his video, Possum made his video, everyone made their video, hundreds of thousands of views. Next week Prismatic drops and we've got the hit card going for this much money, and we've got I'm turning my lights red. I'm feeling red light right now. So within 6 days or a week or whenever it is, the next thing will happen. TikTok brains will melt away all past information about CT scanning, about this going on, and all will be well in the world. It's so crazy how quickly everyone just forgets everything, and we're on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. So I don't think it will fundamentally change the hobby. My strategy is scam proof, because you're ballsy if you decide to send me a bunch of bad packs before getting paid. Like, good luck to you. I'm gonna get off that rant and I will get into many more rants. Feel free to keep leaving your questions and I will keep giving you answers. I see. Okay, here we go. Not only does Nostalgianomics have a magic 8-ball, he also has hollow sniffing dogs. Very far superior to metal detecting and CT scanning. You also get a nice doggo out of it. You get a nice pet. So yeah, I don't see it as nothing. I don't see it as nothing. Just like pack weighing, just like CT scanning existing, you should arm yourself with information. You should be aware these things exist, and you should just be safe. Be safe. Buy from trusted people. Know that when you go on Fanatics Live, know that in the future, if eBay Live is opened up for Catch 'em All Collectibles, know that if you go and buy from Catch 'em All Collectibles, most of the packs you're buying came from wholesale. Most came from distributors. And know that the remainder came from people that follow Dan, small community. They sent him packs first. And if he was iffy about it, he ripped 10 or 20 packs to see how many hollows he pulled. And it'll suck because I'll lose money. Losing, like, opening packs, you lose money. That's just the way that it goes. Occasionally, I might hit a Zard. Occasionally, I might hit something big. I don't know why this light keeps blinking at me, but it keeps blinking at me. Hopefully it doesn't go out entirely, but it might. Anyways, I need to be careful tugging on cords as I'm live on YouTube. But anyways, what was I ranting about? What was I saying? Oh yeah, that's my whole take on the loose pack thing. I'm not worried about it for me, but worry about it if you're buying from some random eBay account, and if you're intending to keep them sealed, worry about it more. If you're opening them, it's like open them and do some math. The thing that you need to be careful, you can't buy 3 packs, and Rattle did a great, like, shout out to Rattle again. He did a great job. You can't buy 3 packs and say, oh my God, I didn't pull a single holo, I got scammed. You can't do that. Because if you do the math, 2/3 to the third power is 30%. Like 3 out of 10 people, there's a 30% chance if you open 3 true, fair, 1/3 hit rate packs that you'll get 0 hits. And if 10 people open 3 packs, 3 of them will be very sad because they opened 0 holos. That happens. And Rattle did the math in his video. If you open 10, there's only a 1.7% chance in opening 10 fair packs with a 1/3 hit rate that you're going to get 0 holos. It's like 1.7% chance. That's impossible. Don't go that far with it. It's not impossible. What that means, said another way. So if you put that to the -1 power, 1.7, so 0.017 to the -1 power. 1 in 58 people, if 58 people open 10 packs each, 10 fair true packs straight from a booster box, straight from whatever, straight from a booster case, 1 unlucky person will be expected to open 0 holos out of fair packs. That's just math. That's the math. So like, if I buy 58 lots of 1,000 packs from the general public, if I buy 58 lots of 1,000 packs, statistically speaking, one of those 1,000 pack lots, I will open 10 to check if it's fair and true. 1 time out of 58, I should open 0 holos. And then I'm just like, oh crap, did I just get scammed? No, I forgot. I'm good at math. Let me open another 10. Let me open another 10 if I need to. Like, I will do what I have to do to make sure that my product is good. And if anyone ever tries to scam me, they're gonna have a bad time because they sent me the product before I spent the money. So please, 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 if you're selling packs to me, if you're selling packs to Alex, like, if you're, I mean, not just me and people that I know, if you're selling packs to anyone, don't be a scamming scumbag. Don't be a bad person. Bad people, don't do that. It's Pokemon. You probably won't end up going to jail. You'll probably end up in some Rattle videos, some Opossum Bud videos. Unfortunately, you won't go to jail. I wish more people would go to jail when they do criminal activities. But in Pokemon, you probably won't go to jail. But if you send first to me scammed packs, you won't go to jail, but you won't make out well. So anyways, let me continue on. That was a long red light rant. Once the lights turn red, I'm telling you, they hit the bald spot. That wavelength energy comes into my body, and it just gets it gets hotter in here. I'm gonna continue on now that I'm 25 minutes behind. Dan, save us from the boom. I mean, boom's good. Boom's good, I think, right? We don't want to be saved. We want the boom to continue on. We want to journey together through a deeper boom. This sounds professional. This guy must be using Voice Stream Banana. Yeah, so the program is called Voice Meter Banana, and I have VB Cable A and VB Cable B and like all these crazy things. It's wild. We took a journey together into Pokemon's crashing website. Good times. If you got your PSA membership, make sure you go through all the steps. Make sure you use that credit that you get in your email on Fanatics. You use it on Sunday and Thursday nights with Ponga. Use it on the other nights with PK. Those are their current schedules. I'm not sure about Best Buy and Target. I was talking about Pokemon Center earlier. How's it going, Basic, Binks? How's it going, Poke Chef? How's it going, Droopy? How's it going, Rattle? Nice to see you. I was shouting him out a bunch and I didn't even know he was in here yet. I have 2 chats now. I always try to have 2 chats, but I have one for my highlights and then I have one for like live, and I'm bad at reading them both. Be careful with Sebastian's drinking game. He says, if Dan says opportunity cost drink, says send to PK and Ponga, shot, shows the buckets, put drink down and invest in your 401k, turns the lights red, fireball shots, hold up gray felt hat, Pikachu, chug your drink. I like, this is medical advice. If you play that drinking game during my live stream, especially when the lights are red, You will not survive. Medical advice, do not play this drinking game. But I appreciate you, Sebastian, for making a very fun, dangerous drinking game that I probably would have tried in my college days. I cannot advise for that, though. I see Rattle Talk. Yeah, I've been here, calculator in hand. I have a Korokora Mew PSA 8 for the longest time. It was selling for $250 fairly often. All of a sudden, the prices kept climbing every week. Yeah, it is not just modern. It is not just modern. I bought a base set box. The base set box that I bought it for almost $18,000. Just under $18,000 I bought it through a solid source that I've used many, many times. I know CT scanning is the thing, and I did not want to go to eBay. I did not want to go. I bought like a case fresh booster box from a guy that had 6 of them. If people are like deep into Instagram, if people are deep into following me, you probably know who I bought it from. But a very legitimate source, someone that I trust to not pass it through a CT scanner. I'm not going to run it through a CT scanner. I'm going to break it live on Fanatics in a little bit over 2 weeks with PK at his house. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But that base set box that I paid almost 18 grand for, under a year ago, I was buying them for like 13, 14, 15 is the vicinity that I was buying them in. So they're up 20+%. They're up, not like Van Gogh, and please don't do the drinking game thing when I do this. Not like Van Gogh, not like Umbreon, not like all these other things, but they're up. They're up though. So it is crazy right now. And one thing Pokemon Center generally does, historically speaking, they generally restock a set at release. So tomorrow, be at the ready, be in the Rattle Discord, be in all the Discords, have all your notifications ready to ping you, and be ready with your credit cards. Be ready as long as you have the cash to back it. Be at the ready, because it is likely, not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow is when Prismatic releases. There will likely be maybe some amount tomorrow, a week early, and then there should be some on release day. Whether at Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, Pokemon Center, there will be drops somewhere. There will be free tendies waiting for you. Prismatic ETBs are going for like 150 plus, and they will be available. They will be available for $49 or $59.99, $54.99, $59.99. So there are free tendies waiting to be had. It's going to be insane. The market is just insane right now. I would advocate buying for I'm buying my ETBs at $30 a piece through distribution. Appreciate you, Cardboard Collectibles. Cardboard Collectibles got the lawnmower going. I missed it actually. So I know we had Basic do another gift test. I didn't see his feedback. I didn't see if the volume was good on that. So confirm for me, I apologize. I'll try to catch it live now. Was the audio good when Cardboard Collectibles just gifted that membership? I appreciate you. And Thomas was the recipient of that. But yeah, let me continue on. They will definitely restock. I'm buying my main ETBs. I'm buying at Appreciate. Oh no. Amplitude just gifted 50 memberships. If that thing's going to go off 50 times, I'm going to lower the volume a bunch temporarily while that goes off 50 times. Because that is crazy. Hopefully it's not entirely muted. But let me know in the chat how the volume is. Hopefully Amplitude throwing down 50. Hopefully it's not too crazy. But anyways, I'm buying my allocation of Prismatic at 30. I would not, and I am not, buying at full market. I'm sure at some point tonight, I will be asked a question of like, should I buy Prismatic now? I will be buying Prismatic at 80% of market. I will be buying it at 85% of market for the live streams. I will not be buying it at 100% of market. I will be buying it at retail if I can find it. I did buy 2. That was Journey Together. That was Journey Together this morning on Pokemon Center. But if I have the opportunity to, I will probably buy a little bit. I'm not going to spend the whole morning. I'm not going to refresh. I'm not going to get blocked. I'm going to try once, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But, so I always tell people, I don't tell people what to do. I tell people what I'm doing. So do I think you should invest in Prismatic at full market? I don't know. I'm not. So I'm not going to tell you to. I'm investing in it at wholesale. Some amount of my 170 ETBs that I'm getting at $30 a piece, probably 60 of them I'm setting back and I'm not touching. I'm going to set them back, put them on the pallet for me and my dad, and I'm not going to touch them. So I'm investing in them at 30 a piece. I'm buying them at 60 a piece to sell on live streams. I'm going to buy them at 80% of whatever market is and sell them on live streams immediately. So like when you ask me a question of should I do this? I don't know if you should do that. I'm not going to tell you yes or no. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing and why. I'm investing in it cheap because I think 30 it's a good investment. I think 60 it's a good investment relative to, like it's a good investment to buy something at 40% of market, generally speaking. But if you're talking about full market, that's a whole different conversation. So yeah, let me continue on. Mid-era EX and PSA 9 also moving up apparently. I not interacting with those much, but let's see. We got Daddy Donkey Kong saying, thanks Amplitude. Your gifted sub could not have gone to a better guy. I don't see anyone talking about the audio, so the audio must be fine now. But yeah, let me... Retro saying, what's good, nerd bags? MC said, let's give 50. And then little did he know, little did they know, a few moments later, Amplitude would come in and give 50. We hate the mower man. Hopefully nobody hates the mower man. Hopefully the volume was just too loud, we fixed it, and now we're good to go. I like the mower man. Hopefully the mower man is enjoyed. Shout out to Hive Mind Collectibles. I think he did a good job capturing the essence of the memes on this channel. Someone gift 100. Oh man. Now I'm at the point, I'm at 10:25 p.m. where everyone was saying it was too loud. We had two people saying they wanted it louder though. More. So I can't hear the mower sound. I have my voice meter banana set up improperly. I kind of want to hear. I don't want to play with it now because then I'll accidentally pipe through to you the country music I'm listening to, which I don't want to do. But the people love the intro. I like to hear that. The base set box is not CT scanned. I promise. Trust or don't trust. It's like if you don't trust me, it's reasonable to not trust someone you don't know. But like know what I would be risking. For me to CT scan a base set booster box, I would pay hundreds of dollars to do it. And it's like, oh, if there's 3 Charizards in it, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna open it for money? $18,000? You're not gonna open that for money. You're still gonna lose money if it's 3 Charizards. Am I gonna, okay, that one has 3 Charizards. I'm gonna buy another one until I get one without any Charizards so that I can sell that one? No, like I want people to pull Charizards. If people pull Charizards, we can clip it, we can make a reel, we can get hype about maybe a future box break. Maybe if base goes well, maybe we do Jungle First Edition next month. If base and Jungle go well, maybe we do Fossil the next month. Not next week if I said next week. But like every time, like most people, this is how I always talk, open, honest, transparent. Most people that buy into box breaks lose money. I would not advise you for the intent of making money to buy into box breaks. If you want to be entertained, if you enjoy it, if you like the gamble, go for it. Have a good time. But like, please don't buy into box breaks, including the base set box break in a couple weeks. Please don't buy into that trying to make money because you will most likely lose. You can make money, but generally the only way to make money is to hit like, you have to hit a Blastoise and PSA Tenet or a Venusaur and PSA Tenet or a Charizard and PSA 9 or Tenet. Maybe a PSA 8 even makes you money. But like you can do the math on what are your odds of making money? Less than 10% definitely, maybe less than 5%. Massive upside is like you have less than a 1% chance of hitting 10k if you pull a Charizard and it grades a 10. That is very unlikely to happen though. So like I've done videos before on like booster box break math and what your EV was. Maybe I'll do that again in the next couple weeks as a very terrible salesman, but I don't know why. So I want to make it where when someone gives 50 subs, I want the mower to go by one time. Young Bambino, shout out to Young Bambino. He just gifted 5 subs and it is working. So down here, Young Bambino is showing up. It's showing the newest subscriber. It's showing Nice Shoebox is still the latest super chatter. So these are working. I like to see that these are working. This is working. I will try to change it. I think what I'm going to do is, I think what normal YouTubers, normal Twitch streamers do is they make like a simple one for 1 gifted sub, maybe 5 gifted subs, maybe I do something special. Maybe instead of mowing the lawn, like maybe I do a big burnout in my lawnmower. Maybe at 50 gifted subs, maybe I do something crazier. I don't know. But these are the things that I'm going to try to do with Hive Mind Collectibles. So yeah, I think it's fun. And I appreciate all the, I appreciate everyone who's here and who's not gifting and whatever. Like, you don't have to, but I definitely appreciate if you do as well. So it's crazy. 200 people watching. We are booming. Like, I very much appreciate everyone spending their time here. If you spend your time and your money here, it's like, that's crazy to me. It's crazy this many people are here, let alone anyone spending money, but like, very much appreciate all of it. Thank you, everyone. I bet the base set box is full of MetaZoo native packs. That'd be quite the way to advertise MetaZoo's comeback, right? Is Prismatic Evo Skies 2.0 with the card prices? One thing you need to be careful about, I think this opens the door for like a good conversation. One thing you need to be, Daddy Donkey Kong wants my guy to ride on the mower naked if 50 are gifted. I don't know if we'll make that happen, but we'll see. 50 gifted subs, dunking and blowing out your ACL. I don't know if Hive Mind is going to listen to this later, but like, hey, Hive Mind, they've got some ideas. We'll have to talk about it. But, is Prismatic Evo Skies 2.0 with the card prices? Gotta be careful. I was someone who did this too. I was someone who said this. I was someone who did this. I said Hidden Fates was one of my favorite sets of all time when it came out. There's the meme that every set is the best set. The next set is always the best set. And I play into that for the memes, the joke, whatever. But like, I did love 151. When 151 was the newest set, I was memeing less when I said it was the best set of all time. It's really, really good. Is it the best set of all time? It's up there. I don't know what the best set is. But if I had to rank all my favorite sets, 151 is in the A tier, S tier range. Base set is in the A tier, S tier range. Prismatic Evolutions could be in there somewhere, maybe. Evolving Sky, like... Hidden Fates, though, I would put in that range. And what did Hidden Fates do? So when Hidden Fates came out, if you weren't around, I was. If you weren't around, I believe Hidden Fates released 2019, I believe. I'm going to verify just so that I don't give bad information. 40 or 50. I think it was 40 on regular sets and 50 on specialty sets. So it was 50 MSRP. Now we have like 45, 50 for regular sets and then 55, 60 for specialties, I believe. But anyways, sorry, I saw my chat disconnected, but my stream didn't drop, so I don't think that was affected. But Hidden Fates started at 50, and then it went to 300. And then Hidden Fates is still not 300. Hidden Fates stagnated for a long time. It got reprinted after 300, and it went down a bunch. I forget exactly how low it went, but it stagnated for a long time at like 200 bucks ETBs. Prismatic might do that. Prismatic might be a $300 ETB in 6 months. It might be a $300 ETB in 6 weeks. Who knows? I have no idea. I'm not telling you to invest based on that. But Prismatic might be in 6 weeks. It might be 300. And in 2 years, it might be 200. In 2 years, it might be 100. It might be 150. Like, any of these things are in the realm of possibility. So be very careful out there. Be very careful out there. Is it Evo Skies 2.0? I don't know. Is it Hidden Fates 2.0? I don't know. When people talk about Surging Sparks being potentially Vivid Voltage 2.0, people get scared because like they don't like where the Vivid Voltage booster box price is 4 years later. It might be though. Surging Sparks might be 140 bucks in 4 years. As crazy as that sounds, like some people think that's bad. For a booster box that normally historically releases around 100 market price, to be 40% up 4 years later, to me that's solid. Historically speaking, in the history of like Pokemon, that's solid. So yeah, I don't know. Oh no. So we did lose stream for a second. I appreciate everyone letting me know that. It seems like it's back though. I'm not on DSL, so I'm on T-Mobile home internet. I have 5G T-Mobile home internet. I actually have both. So I have DSL and T-Mobile home internet because if one ever goes down, I don't want to lose the internet entirely. But right now I'm on T-Mobile home internet. If that goes down, I can click a couple of buttons and I can switch over to DSL if I need to. So I'm actually paying for 2 internet providers because both are kind of bad. Now it's quiet like a neighbor is mowing, but your windows are closed. I feel like that's a good volume. I want it to be like a neighbor's mowing and your windows are closed. That's like the perfect volume, I think. Is this the end of 4 PC ETB cases? For now, like, I guarantee you at some point, this absurdity will end. I guarantee you at some point in the next, I don't want to say too short of a duration, in the next few years, there will be booster boxes available under $100 again. I almost fell victim to this. Like when Scarlet Violet came around, the higher MSRP, many people made videos saying there will never be a sub $100 booster box again on eBay. Never again. And then there was a bunch. Scarlet Violet base for a long time. Most Scarlet and Violet sets for a decently long time. Not all of them, but a lot of them. We will get sub $100 booster boxes again. Maybe it won't come till the next block. Maybe it won't come till the next block base set. But it will come again. What we're doing right now, what the market is doing right now, this journey we're on together is not sustainable. It is not rational. It is not sane. People are willing to pay obscene prices for products, so people are scalping it. People are botting it. Not only are end consumers scalping and botting from Costco, from Pokemon Center, distributors are investing in product. I need to say that again. Distributors are investing in product. Sports cards, guys. If you watch sports card channels, I watch Filmington. I watch, man, I'm not going to be able to remember all the different ones that I watch at times. Filmington, Neo Cards and Comics, Sports Card Dad. Let me see if I can find and think of any more. I was just watching a podcast recently. What was that podcast called? I'm going to see if I can find it. But, where'd it go? Yeah, there's Neo. I watch way too many videos on YouTube, so it's going to be hard to find. Something about ripping. Spitballing cards. Spitballing cards. The amount of sports cards channels, every single one that I watch has started talking about Pokemon cards. Some of them are investing. Like part of why Prismatic Evolutions allocations were dark is because I've been in Pokemon for 10 years. I've had a distributor for 9 to 10 years. But my audio's messed up. Oh no. I don't know how to fix my audio if it's clipping in and out. Some people say their audio is fine, so I don't know what's happening with that. But so with Prismatic, there are some sports accounts that have had accounts for 30 years. There are some sports people that have had accounts for 30 years and they've never touched Pokemon. And in the past year, they've seen what Pokemon's done and they hear everyone talking about it, how it's all free tendies, free money. So what they do is they say, hey Alliance, hey GTS, hey Mad Al, hey Southern, hey Peach State Hobby, hey Magazine Exchange. I've been with you for 20 years. I've spent $50 million in sports cards with you. I'm getting Pokemon. It's not if, it's how much. How much Pokemon are you going to give me? You're giving me it now. I'm getting Prismatic. That's what's happening. So, oh, if you refresh. Okay. So, appreciate you, Rattle. Appreciate everyone telling people to refresh in the audio fixes. Sorry for the audio issues. But part of the reason Prismatic allocations are dark is because distributors are holding some back. I guarantee that. Not every distributor, not all of their allocations, but like distributors are holding some amount back, I promise you. Sports cards accounts that have never bought Pokemon before are buying Pokemon now, I promise you. And it's just trickling down to where people who are used to getting this amount, maybe are getting this amount now. Because the distributor's holding some, the sports guys are getting some. So yeah, I think all this stuff will come back around to normalcy at some point. I fear what might have to happen for it to get back to normalcy. There might be dark times. Things might get rough. It could happen. But we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. I'm investing more than I ever have. That said, I'm also ripping more than I ever have too. Not directly, indirectly with PK and Ponga through Fanatics Live. But the immovable object, print runs, investing, meets the unstoppable force, live streaming. Who will win? I don't know. I'm on both sides of it. I am both the immovable object in my pallets of Pokemon sealed, and I am also the unstoppable force through the live stream ripping. Every night, as we speak, Ponga is ripping packs. Ponga is ripping packs of mine that were allocated to me. Ponga is ripping packs of mine that I bought from other people. And I have pallets in one of my dad's warehouses that we're investing in. So like, which one of those wins? We have the immovable object and the unstoppable force. Who wins? I don't know. I'm on both sides of it, so if one side gets crushed, I'm half getting crushed and half doing well, like whatever. We'll figure it out. Here we go. Ray says this is unbelievable. What I'm gonna do with the audio, I did do a test stream earlier, a private stream. I thought the audio was all fine, but I'll try to fix that better before the next stream, I promise. Hivemind must be hard of hearing. Hivemind is a great guy. Indeed. Appreciate you, Basic. So I'm going to pin for a little while. I know it's a long time after I talked about it, but I'm going to try to pin. Oh, no, I can't from here. I was going to try to pin the comment where Hivemind was mentioned, but it looks like I can't anymore. I'm just going to repost it myself and then pin it, I think. So I'm going to repost Hivemind's YouTube, and I'm going to pin it. If anyone wants stream things built for them, go check out Hivemind's Instagram on that pinned. Oh no, I pinned the wrong thing. The chat moved, so I pinned the wrong thing. There we go. Now I pinned the right thing for a second. But yeah, let me continue on now. PC started with limit 25 on booster bundles at first, which is a case, then changed it to I think 4 per order. But yeah, 4 PC ETB orders will come back someday, but they'll come back when no one wants them. The thing is, like, I've had people ask me in consoles before, will I ever be able to get into a distributor? Yes. Yes. Like, the future is bright. But it will only, you'll only be able to get into distribution when no one wants it. Right now, they are not letting new people into Pokemon distribution unless you're brick and mortar, because not only do they have to, all the mouths to feed that they have to feed for Pokemon, they have to feed all the new mouths of the sports guys who are saying, give me that product. I spent $50 million with you. Give me that product now. So it's like, it's a crazy time we're in, but it will change. When you can buy 4 PC ETB cases, you won't want them. You want them now because you can't have them. When you can get in distribution again, you won't want to. You'll want to because you can't. You want to now because you can't, because it's profitable, because it's lucrative. When you can get in again, you will be able to get in because it won't be as lucrative. It won't be as profitable. So like, that's the catch-22. If it's free tendies, you can't get in. If it's not free tendies, you don't want in. So like, that's the scenario we're dealing with. Yes, rest in peace to all the Pokemon cards lost in the California fires. Very, very, I mean, not even just the Pokemon cards, the people, all that stuff, like unfathomable disaster that's going on there. Very unfortunate. Hopefully they get that under control soon. Hopefully they get a lot of wet weather there soon to get that under control. Not Dan ordering off Pokemon Center after gaslighting relentlessly. Yes, I made so much money. I'm going to put in my 2-week notice tomorrow to Catch 'em All Collectibles Incorporated, because I have 2 Pokemon Center ETBs coming that took me 5 minutes to get. Like, oh my god, what obscene amounts of money I made. Should we sell it all? This is absurd. You should be more wanting. So if you're new to the hobby and all this stonking makes you want to buy more, if price goes up makes you want to buy more, that's backwards. Price goes up, you should want to sell more. Price goes down, you should want to buy more. But that's the opposite of what people do. So it's scary out here. It's pretty scary. But bubbles can last a long time. Ray's telling people to invest now. Don't play the drinking game. Don't do the things that you were told to do. But if your buckets are all taken care of, if these things are all taken care of and you're over here, do whatever you want to do. I'm over here. I'm doing whatever I want to do. But like, if you're on margin, if you're on credit, if you're on debt, 30% debt, be careful, please. Please be careful for yourself, for your personal finance, for your family's sake, for whoever is affected by these reckless decisions. I want things to go up. I root for things to go well, but no sane person can look at what's going on now and project this into the future and say that, like, this is fine, this is okay, this is reasonable, this is rational, this should continue 5 more years. It can't. I promise you, this will not. It cannot. I don't know how or why or when it will stop, but it will. And some people will be hurt. Some people will be hurt a lot. But you might make you might 10x, you might 2x, you might 5x, you might 10x before it goes down 30, 50, 80%. So like it might like that's where the greed comes in. When Moonbryon goes 2,000, 22, 25, 27, 28, 3,000, it might double before it halves. It might double before it goes down 30%. You never know when that last double's coming. But at some point, FOMO will go the other way. At some, I don't know if it's at 3,000 or at 4,000 or at 5,000 or at 10,000. At some point, Moonbryon in the short time frame will sell too high and it will come down. Will it come down 10%, 30%, 80%? I don't know. I was there in 2021. I saw the Jungle Eevee go to $1,000. PSA 10 Jungle First Edition Eevee go to $1,000. And it came down 90% to around $100. It's back up now with like 200 and something. So it's more than doubled off the bottom to over 200, but it's down 75% from the peak. Will the Moonbryon do that? I know the Moonbryon's not the Eevee. They're not the same. Double the art, yada, 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 all that stuff. But at some point, it will fall a bunch. Will it go to new lows again? Will it ever see 3,000 again? I don't know. Like, I could see it falling 50% from where it is, going back to 1,500. I could see it going to 5,000 and then only falling to 3,000 and never going below 3,000 again. That would be crazy to me, but like everything is crazy right now. So Moonbryon could be 5,000 in a month and it could only fall back to 3,000. But like if you buy 10 of them at 5,000 as an investment and then they fall to 3,000 and they stay there for 10 years, that's painful. That hurts. I do not invest in, I do not speculate in slabs. I buy raw, I grade, I sell. I speculate and invest in sealed, but I don't do it in $150 prismatic ETBs. I don't do it in $1,200 Above in Skies booster boxes. I don't do it in $500 Fusion Strike booster boxes. All the booster boxes I have of Fusion Strike, I bought at sub 150. I bought most at 90 bucks through my distributor. But I would buy them today. I would buy them for 70 to 80% to immediately sell them. I wouldn't buy any new ones to hold at 500. They might make money doing that, but me personally, it's above my risk level. It's above my risk tolerance, so I don't do it. Continuing on from there. Shout out to the experience share. 2 weeks ago, I put it in my calendar. And I'll revisit it. I still don't think Crown Zenith will be $10 a pack. Where is it today? Let me look it up. I do not think Crown Zenith will be $10 a pack, but it could be. I said this 2 weeks ago, I think, too. I did not say I guarantee it won't be. I said I'm quite confident it won't be. I don't think it will be. I don't think it should be. But, like, it's up some. It's up some in the past 2 weeks, for sure. So, who knows? Crown Zenith might be $10 by next January. Bless this hobby. Praise Arceus and bless the hobby. So wild. Dan has thrown so much caution to the investing win, understandably, but it turns out nearly everything booming. Don't need COVID money, supply chain issues, or Logan Paul to have a boom. Yeah, it's crazy. How's it going? Brew City, Lava Dude, Basic. Got people posting on Reddit about how they think Pokemon will outperform crypto over the next 4 years. That's how cooked some of these newcomers to Pokemon are. Crypto is very speculative as well. I hold some crypto, less than I hold of Pokemon. I would benefit if Pokemon outperformed crypto over the next 4 years. Do I think it will? It could. It could. I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. But, yeah, no clue. PokeChef loving the animations. Love hearing that. ETBs will be 100 soon and loose packs will catch up. Blows my mind. But, like, if they're $10 a pack, I will not buy them for $10 a pack. I'll buy them for $8 a pack and I'll stream them for 11 and I'll make a little bit of money. And all the ones I bought at $3, $4, $5 a piece, I'll be very happy I bought that, I guess. But they're going out every day. Ponga's probably ripping Crown Zenith right now on Fanatics. So I'm constantly buying, constantly selling. Dan's a week away from fighting his own battles at Costco. Definitely not. Definitely not. What % are you paying on Japanese Paradise Resort? I don't really buy high-end slabs anymore. Not that that's like super high-end, but if a slab is under 120, I will buy it and I will live stream it. If a slab is over 120, consign it with me. Where's my consigning thing? If a slab is over 120, consign it with me. I am paying 90% on all slabs over 120 payout consignment of the total auction sale price. I'm paying 93.33% through Fanatics of all sales between 480 and 2400. And if it's over 2400, I'm paying out 95% of the total auction sale price. So those are all the rates that I'm paying out on slabs via consignment, not buying them. CZ for the win. And one, talk about top signals. James, Greeny made a great video. Shout out to the Green Shiz. He sold a Moonbryon for $1,850 to James. James bought it, auctioned it like 2 weeks later, and sold it for like $3,000. So James wrecked Greeny for like $1,000, all because Greeny decided to sell for 90% instead of consigning for 93%. So he got 90% of 2,100 instead of we got CG Talon subscribed, appreciate you. So Greeny consigned for 90% of 2,100 instead of waiting a couple weeks, and so he sold for 90% of 2,100 instead of consigning for 93% of 3,000. But to be fair to Greeny, it could have fallen 30% from 2,000, and he could have caught James the other way. At some point, that will happen. And top signal, talking about top signals, if you want to consign with me, Fanatics, I will shout myself out. Cheaper than selling through Fanatics yourself. If you want to sell on eBay, shout out to ZNG Emporium. Top signal among top signals. 2 weeks ago, James was buying Moonbryons at 90% of market, 90% of last sold. Today, he's not. He's not. When it goes up 50% in a week, 2 weeks, James pulls his buy thread off. He pulls his buy offer out. That means something. When people are all gung-ho about buying something and willing to put their money where their mouth is, buying it at 90%, that means something. And then when it goes up 50% and they stop doing that, that means something too. Does that mean the top is in? Like, it's just another top signal to throw on the pile of top signals. When will we have enough to make prices actually go down? Will we ever? Yes, we will someday. When though? I have no idea. No idea. Does somebody have a count on how many Journey Togethers? I don't know if that's me saying Journey Together or if that's like the Discord bot thing where like how many were sold. I don't have that count though. I would not buy a Black Label Moonbryon, generally speaking. I would consign it. I would consign it for these rates. If you're interested, feel free to hit me up. I don't know how they fix it though. The issue is everyone thinks it always goes up, so everyone's buying it. And Pokemon has a hard task of fixing this, to be honest. If they print too much, they could kill the hobby. If Pokemon prints 200 billion cards next year, if they find a way to 20x what they did last year, they could kill the hobby. If everyone can have all of it, no one will want it. So they could actually print the hobby to death. I'm confident they won't. I believe in Pokemon. I'm gonna unpin the comment for just so it's not there the whole stream. But if anyone wanted to check out Hivemind, that was pinned for a long time. But yeah, Pokemon has a hard task. If they underdo it, people will be mad, scalpers, think of the children, yada, yada, yada. If they print too much, they could truly kill the hobby. People don't believe that. Oh, Moonbryon's so amazing. If you made 1 million of them, everyone would want it. Pop doesn't matter. Supply doesn't matter. Only demand does. I promise you, if they made 1 million PSA 10 Moonbryons, if Pokemon partnered with PSA and they printed 1 million sheets of Moonbryon and they sent them all straight to PSA and they encapsulated them all the PSA 10s, and the pop went from 13,000 to 1.3 million to 10 million to 100 million overnight, supply matters. What supply and demand are always treated as two unique things. Supply and demand, they are two unique things, two independent things. But like what matters is not supply nor demand. What matters is the ratio of supply to demand or demand to supply, whatever way you want to do it. If there's one of something, one supply, 0 demand, it's not going to go for much money. If there's 10 supply and 1,000 demand, it's going to go for a lot of money. That's the way that it works. It's always not one or the other. People say, oh, supply doesn't matter. Pop doesn't matter. No, that's dumb. That's really dumb to say. It's wrong. What matters is the ratio of supply to demand. How that equilibrates is what the market price is. So like, yeah, the lights are red, so I'm gonna go harder at this stuff. Let's see. Yeah, there's videos. This is probably about the pack scanning thing. We got Ray memeing here. I used a stud finder on my booster and was able to detect a Moonbryon in an Evolving Skies box. I bet Ray also turned that stud finder to himself, and then it beeped very heavily as well. Pokemon been selling out since 151 release. They need to adjust. I think they have adjusted, maybe, but like they need to be careful in adjusting for sure. You'll be able to get stuff again. You'll be able to... I promise you, Retro, I did not see this comment before I made the same dad joke. I used my stud finder on Ray and it kept beeping what gives. He's a Moonbryon. Joe Boyd, I promise you, you will be able to buy from the Pokemon Center again. It's a temporary thing. It sucks if you just want to buy packs, experience, enjoy the hobby yourself, with your kids, gift it to whoever. It does suck. But it will come back around, I promise. You just have to take a break from it. Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith was 151 even. 151. Remember last summer? Was it last summer? Yes, it had to be. Remember last summer when 151 had it sitting everywhere by the pallet? 151 UPCs by the pallet at Costco. You could buy it on TCG Player for like a few bucks a pack. It was everywhere. And people didn't want it as much because there was too much of it. It was everywhere. But now it's dried up. Now everyone wants it. Now it's streaming for 10, 12 bucks a pack. Like, I can't guarantee this, but I bet pretty heavily. Appreciate you, Pokidoo, for subscribing. I'm quite confident that you will be able to buy prismatic ETBs for... Sorry, not prismatic ETBs. Prismatic packs. You will be able to buy prismatic packs for $5 to $6 near MSRP per pack value over the next year or 2 years. It sucks to have to wait, but like impatience is expensive. Impatience is very expensive. Be patient. Buy some of the other sets right now. I know almost everything is expensive right now. Maybe take a break for a little bit. If this is too much, if it's too expensive, you can take a break. You can take a break for a little while. You probably don't want to. Buy singles. Buy singles. Fill out the holes in your collection binder. There are things you can buy. There are things you can do. It will come back around, I promise. I swabbed a pool pH strip test on a sleeve booster and got a Gengar VMAX. Oh, man. That's another option, too, that I have thought about. Will I actually get one of those? I know 10 years ago when I learned about pack weighing, I armed myself with a scale. I do not use this for bad. I only use this for good. I sell packs as heavy, hollow, light, non-hollow. I might have to arm myself with that tool. I might have to buy that tool so that when I buy 1,000 packs, I get my tool all calibrated. I will not scam people on streams. I run a multi-7-figure-a-year business. I'm not going to risk my business to make a couple bucks here and there. Not worth it whatsoever. Retro says, wow, Dan's moved to stealing jokes now too. Nice. Yes, Retro invented the joke of stud finder beeping on me. Oh, what's going on here? Sorry, Retro, for stealing your joke you invented. But yeah, Rattle says if you get frustrated or burned out on the unavailability of modern, there's lots of older and overlooked sets. There's tons of singles to buy and enjoy. There's things to do in the Pokemon hobby. There's things to do. This will not last forever. I promise you. It sucks, but it will come to an end at some point. And hopefully it doesn't come to an end in a very like bad way, very like hard landing. Things go boom in a bad way. Right now things are going boom in a good way, but yeah, I might do that. We'll see. The Pokemon company has to fix this. I want the Team Rocket Pokemon Center ETB, but I'll probably miss out because of the same problem. So this is not going to be fun to hear, but like you're not entitled to the Pokemon Center Rocket ETB. I know no one wants to hear that. No one is entitled to any of this stuff. We live in a capitalistic society. Who will pay the most for it will get it. That's the way that it works. Like, I made this analogy before. I watched Taylor Swift open for Rascal Flatts. I watched Taylor Swift way back when she was an opener. Just because I'm a true Taylor Swift fan. I'm an OG fan back when she did country. Teardrops on My Guitar. All those songs. All those early stuff. Country music. I'm not entitled to go watch her... what's her current tour called? Ponga's gonna be mad at me when he listens back. What's Taylor Swift? I'm gonna have to Google it. I can't think of it right now. Eras, right? Yeah, it's the Eras tour. I thought I remembered it right was out right when I was Googling it. But I'm not entitled to go watch her in the nearest city to me because I'm the truest Taylor Swift fan around. I'm not entitled because I've been watching her since she started. It sucks, but it's like capitalism, supply and demand. She's only one person who can only play in so many venues. So like, I'm not entitled to go watch her for $50 because I did that one time. I have to put up a few $1,000s if I want to go see her in the same seating that I watched her before. Like that is, in my opinion, like that's a good analogy. The thing with Pokemon, it will come back around and you will be able to get more. Taylor Swift might never come back around. She might always be too big. Me and Ponga might not be able to go front row seat a Taylor Swift concert ever. Sorry, Ponga, it sucks, I know, but like we have to deal with it. That's just the reality of the market that we're in now. Taylor Swift has blown up so much that we won't be able to be backstage, be front row. We could have done it back when no one wanted to. Back when she was opening for Rascal Flatts at the New York State Fair, when I watched her for like $80 or whatever it was. So, hopefully Ponga's not mad I outed him as a Swiftie. But Retro says, of course, Ponga listens to Taylor Swift. Makes a lot of sense. Have you thought about just buying? Oh yeah. So yeah. I have a scale. 10 years I've had a scale to arm myself with the knowledge of like heavy packs have hollows in WotC. I don't scam with it. I never have. I've never sold a known light pack as possibly heavy or like unweighed. And if I ever get one of those scanners, I will only use it to verify what comes in. I might rip some packs to verify too, but I will never do devious things with it. It's like those opportunities are there. CT scanning exists. You have to have some fundamental trust in me to buy from my fanatics, right? Like, even if I don't buy one of those metal detectors, it's like CT scanning exists. When this box break goes on in a couple weeks, I will know that I did not CT scan it. I will be as confident as I can be that no one before me CT scanned it. But like, yeah, it sucks that all these things exist. I wish Pokemon, since its inception, had a method to make these all true random, all true fairness, no way to like overcome it. But unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. We can we can cry about it. We can lament that fact. We can quit the hobby because of it. But like it's just a fact. It doesn't change the matter. It doesn't change anything. Yeah, nobody serious will be selling piped. Is that what we're calling them? Piped packs? I think that's what. Yeah, that's what Rattle was calling them, right? Nobody will be selling piped packs. Not worth it. Super obvious when you open all the packs. That's the thing. If I was selling packs that were like duds on Fanatics, it would be obvious when Ponga streams for 6 hours, opens 1,000 packs, and it's like, there was like 3 hits all night in 1,000 packs. Like, what's going on? You need to be careful. Don't go into a stream and say like, hey, Rattle, Dan had Ponga open a 9-pack lots and there was no hollows hit. Rattle's good at math. Rattle has a calculator. He'll be like, hey, Timmy, the math, the odds on that are bad, but like, Dan's gonna open, Ponga, PK are gonna open 100,000 packs in 2025. Appreciate you, Brad Burnett, subscribing. That is a familiar name to me. I don't know if Brad Burnett is in the chat, but that's a familiar name to me. I don't know if that's one that I know or not. But Dubs Edition also subscribed as well. But where was I going? I was going oh yeah, I was going like, if you go into a stream and you might get like a dud 9 packs. Opening, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna write it down right now. I'm gonna do the math. When we sell 100,000 packs in 2025, statistically speaking, some crazy things will happen. If we sell that's 11,000 9-pack lots. If we sell them all as 36-pack lots, that's that's almost 3,000 36-pack lots. I will do the math. In 3,000 random 36-pack lots, crazy things will happen. If there's any RuneScape players out there, sometimes people will get a back-to-back Hydra's Claw. Sometimes people will get a back-to-back Twisted Bow. Crazy things happen. That's how math works. I'll do the math. I'll do the math on like expectation. If 3,000 people buy 36 pack lots, how many hollows, how many hits should the luckiest person get? Because I'm not pulling from a pool of a booster box. I'm pulling from a pool of packs that could have come from booster boxes, tins, ETBs, anything. So statistically speaking, it's like true random with the 1/3 odds. I'm actually very interested to see the math behind that now. I'm going to talk about that in a future video when I do the live streaming overview. The most unlucky 1 out of 3,000 people will probably get... I could do it really quickly right now. Binomial distribution calculator. We might just do it right now live. We're live right now. I'm probably going to be live super late. I see I have 200 people. I have 200 people right here live on this. So if the probability of success on a single trial is 1/3 and you have 36 trials, what are the odds that someone like... So here's how it works. I'm going to go to the other screen. We're going to do this right now. Let's do this right now. I'm an hour behind chat. I really need to catch up. I did not anticipate having this many people live right now. I will do my best to answer every question, but like this might be... We're booming so hard right now that Dan might not be able to answer every question. You don't have to do it. But if you super chat or something, I will get to that sooner. I didn't think I'd ever be a channel the size where like super chats would have to be prioritized, and I never thought I'd be this far behind chat again. But yeah, let me go to the binomial distribution and let me go to my other scene. So if you have the odds of being, and this is a StatTrek website, this is what's called a binomial probability calculator. If the probability of success of pulling a hollow is 1/3, 0.3333, and you run 36 trials, you open 36 packs. You should open on average 12 hollows, right? Easy math. We're all following along. What are the odds though that you open exactly 36 packs? Sorry, 12 hollows in your 36 packs. The odds that you open exactly 12 are 14%. So 1 out of 7 people who buy 36 pack lots will open... Oh no, I moved this. I need to fix that. So 1 out of 7 people who buy 36 pack lots will pull 12 hollows. 44% of people will pull less than 12 hollows. 57% of people will open 12 or more hollows. But let's get crazy now. We're going to open in 2025. We're going to open the equivalent of 3,036 fair 36 pack lots. They've not been piped. They've not been CT scanned. They've not been weighed. They've not been resealed. Nothing. What are the odds you only open 3? It's going to be low. It's going to be bad. But like, we're talking about 3,000 people opening packs. So the odds of it are 1 in 0.00041. You know what happens if you do the math on that? You take out your handy dandy calculator and you do 0.00041 and you multiply that by 3,000. I think the way I'm being risky doing math live on the air, but I think what that means, if you multiply that by 3,000, that would go over 1. So I want to say what this is telling us: across the year, opening 100,000 packs, 3,000 lots of 36 packs. The statistically most unlucky person in the entire year, all those streams, would expect to open only 3 hits in 36 packs. And then conversely, on the other end, the person who's that lucky on the other end is going to open like 25 plus hits or something. Like they're going to open some obscene amount. The way that it works, so opening a miss is twice as likely as opening a hit. So it's not going to be to the same extent. Like 3, you would think, oh, well, if someone opens only 3, someone's going to open 33. Well, no, because the odds of success are 1 in 3, whereas the odds of failure are 2 in 3. So like, I know that's way too much math. I know I lost a lot of people probably. Let's see what the viewership did. Well, I did that. The viewership went from 250 to 230. So we didn't lose 10% of people talking about math and talking about binomial distribution. That's pretty solid if you ask me, so I'm glad I did it. But I will elaborate about that more in a future video. I will make like not a reactionary video to, oh my god, pack scanning, CT scanning, the world, like, the hobby's over. I will do like calm, rational, robotic man uses math to show how some people will be lucky, some people will be unlucky, as he sells 100,000 booster packs that were not scanned or scammed or weighed or piped or resealed in 2025. That video is coming to this YouTube channel sometime in the future. So stay tuned. Like, subscribe while you're here if you want to see that video, if you want to hear more of these red light rants. More dummies and more scummies 2025. That's how far behind we are. We are 1 hour behind right now. I'm I might have just lost comments because I just jumped all the way to the bottom of chat. I apologize. I just lost 20 minutes of comments. I'm gonna try to catch up with chat, but I just lost 20 minutes of comments. Appreciate you. The Azazel 7820. Nice to see you here. How many quiet whales came into the hobby, built huge positions, and closed the door? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm loudly doing the things that I'm doing. We got Kim Jong Skills coming in here as well. We've also got Rocket Power. Rocket Power subscribed. I think that one is caught up. We got Fibonacci as well. Chasmin Campbell. We got a lot of new subscribers just hit. Was just hit as well. Rattles glad piped caught on. It yeah, it's a thing now. It's a thing for sure. Retro, is there any $35 to $40 Japanese boxes for sale? So shout out _retrospecs on Instagram. I'm gonna go pull up his Instagram and I'm gonna hope that there's a story. So go check for yourself. Go check his Instagram. But there are his Instagram booster box prices. I know that that's terrible and you probably can't read it. But Amplitude asked if there's 35 to 40. So you can get Stellar Miracle from Retro for 35 a box. You can get Crimson Haze for 39. Ancient Roar for 36. Future Flash for 34. Cyber Judge for 34. Wild Force for 36. Scarlet for 34. And Violet for 38. So those are all the boxes that Retro currently has between 35 and 40. 151 binder collection is going for 100. Amplitude doesn't like the English market. We get ebbs and flows in the hobby. We get Japanese is too expensive. Do you guys remember when Paradigm Trigger came out? Do you guys remember when Clayburst came out, when all these sets came out and they were going bonkers? Do you remember, Retro, when you sold me, and he sold me this at a fair price relative to the market then. He sold me Shiny Treasure for like 60 something because that's what the market was. And then it tanked for a couple years. So Japanese is down. English is going nuts. At some point, it will turn around again. At some point, Japanese will be nuts and English will be calm. We just get these ebbs and flows. We get all these insane things going on. It's so wild. It's so wild what's going on. Young Bambino, this is where his 5 gifted came in. Appreciate you for running that mower. I will figure out how to make it not run 5 times or 50 times, but run 1 time in a cooler way. Appreciate you, Radical Ryan. At the time he posted, there was 192 people. Now there's 215. Crazy. English needs to learn from Japan and print to demand. So I'm fairly confident reading this that John Doe was not here a couple years ago. A couple years ago, all these things that we're crying about in English now, people were crying about in Japanese. The same thing, but inverted. English was cheap and available. Japanese was expensive and scalped. Like, it's crazy how much history repeats itself. It's so crazy. Groundhog's Day. Every day. 50 gifted subs has to be dunking and blowing out my ACL for sure. Appreciate you saying nice thumbnail. 50 gifted gets a MetaZoo booster box. Yeah, if you get 50 subs, a Kickstarter booster box pops up. Or maybe it'll be a Bigfoot dance. Hive Mind, if you're listening, maybe we need to do a Bigfoot Dan thing because MetaZoo's coming back. No packs in stores. Great news for streamers. Thoughts? I don't know. It to an extent, I guess. To an extent, people might turn to that, but some people will just not buy loose packs whatsoever, and that's fair and that's fine to do. Some people will not touch loose packs regardless of what happens. And I can't fault them for that. Like I always tell people, You do not have to buy from me ever on any platform. If you want to, my links are all there below. But if you don't want to, I'm not going to be mad at you. That's perfectly fine and reasonable. Where am I now? Appreciate you, Basic, for linking. Retro says, if you use code DanGaslight, I will do your first order of Terrestrial for 81 a box. There we go. He's using codes now. Basic posted in the chat _retrospecs on Instagram. I'll link to his Instagram if you want to go follow. He posts almost daily. He will post a story as to what his current prices are on Japanese booster boxes. I buy almost all my Japanese booster boxes from Retro, so big shout out there. Basic's ready for Zoo to rise from the ashes. I'm excited for Q1. We're in Q1, but it goes. So MetaZoo announced recently, not to turn us into MetaZoo, but MetaZoo announced they will be at Fort Lauderdale, Miami Collecticon, which is the final weekend of Q1 2025. So like, presumably, they will either be teasing or releasing the new set, right? Because they said it will be coming out in Q1. So I'm excited for that. Very excited. Ray wants me to do a push mower, rider mower, zero turn, and a push reel lawn mower at different gift levels. We are booming. Evolving Skies is going sky high. Everything, not everything. A lot of things are going sky high right now. Yeah, people that were buying Crown Zenith at $4 to $5 a piece in the past couple months, doing very well. Doing very well. This is where my audio had an issue. So I'm at 11 p.m. now. I'm 43 minutes behind. What do you think about the Mewtwo PSA 10 selling at 2,400 when 2 months ago it was like 600? I don't know why people weren't buying it 2 months ago. It's like the price quadruples and the demand quadruples. It's like what's the a Giffen good? A Giffen good is people buy it more and want it more as the price increases. It's like they have an upward sloping demand curve, which is the opposite of what should happen. And sometimes Pokemon does crazy things. Price goes up, so price goes up, but sometimes price goes down, so price goes down. So you got to watch out for that. You got to watch out for that. The mower hit the internet line. I love the Mewtwo card. I don't currently own a Mewtwo card. I'm not going to buy one for 2,400. I was not a buyer at 600, and I'm certainly not a buyer at 2,400. So, yeah, it was 600, and I wasn't buying it. I like it, but I don't like it that much. I'm definitely not buying it at 2,400. But some people, 600, meh. 2,400, ooh, gimme, gimme, gimme. Before it goes to 4,000, or before it goes back to 1,000. Who knows? I don't know. So, with Heat Wave Arena being combined with Team Rocket for SV10 and the set looking to be more trainers Pokemon focused rather than Team Rocket focused, do you think it won't be received well? I have no idea. Yeah, I try to live today. 8 days from now, Prismatic comes out. It's pre-releasing now at stores, I believe. It's shipping to me soon. I can't wrap my mind around thinking that many sets in advance. So I apologize. Thank you for asking the question. But like, I have no input on whether or not it will be received well due to those factors. Prismatic ETBs will hit 275 to 300 1 month after release. Guaranteed. Radical Ryan is guaranteeing it. So if I knew for a guarantee, I would buy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth. I hope Radical Ryan, you and anyone else who knows that it's guaranteed are putting substantial money where your mouth is. Like, I don't believe that strongly, so I'm not. But like, I hope you're walking the walk if you're talking the talk. He's using the G word indeed. I caught the G word, young Bambino, as well. Still betting. I caught your first comment, but I would still bet that the Crown Zenith won't hit $10 by next January, even in spite of what's going on. I bet Crown Zenith won't be 10 by next January. It is a boom like nothing we've seen. It's more in some ways than 2020. It's more in a lot of ways than 2020, but it's still a little bit different. It's not exactly the same. how many boxes are you guys going to grab if you get a chance at Walmart on opening day? So I don't go to Walmart. I don't go to Costco. I don't go to Target to buy Pokemon products. If I had a way I could click a couple buttons and buy 1,000 at full retail, I would. But I'm not going to go scalp them from the children. I'm not going to go bottom out. I don't know how to. I'm going to buy them for 70 to 80% from the people who do that stuff. Yes, please don't say guaranteed. Guaranteed is a scary word. Nothing is ever guaranteed. Retro saying, so somebody said resellers create fake demand. I understand the sentiment behind what they're saying. Resellers are the worst because they create fake demand. I understand the sentiment behind what's being said, but Retro has a good retort. Yes, resellers create fake demand by selling to customers who are fake demanding the item. Distributors are just resellers. Walmart's just a reseller. Target's just a reseller. My take is something people would not like. My take is that Pokemon should have like surge pricing. So if a tornado or hurricane, wildfires are going on, Walmart should not be able to gouge water. Sorry. Walmart should not be able to gouge water, toilet paper, groceries, things like that. There should be controls around gouging of necessities. Should there be controls around Walmart raising the price on Pokemon cards? Should there be controls around Pokemon increasing? I think in the short to intermediate term, Pokemon should make more money. Why not? Why does it all go to the distributor? Why does it all go to the LGS? Why does it all go to the online retailer like me who has the allocation? Why does it go to the sports card account who never bought Pokemon for the past 25 years and is just buying it for Prismatic? Pokemon should have some mechanism, maybe not capture all of it, but capture more of it. And to be fair, they do. They just released for a new product line, PCETBs, a couple years ago. They just released for the first time a new product line today, enhanced booster boxes. So they're selling more, presumably, than they ever have historically, direct to consumer. So they are capturing more margins, but like I think they should capture even more. That's a hot take. That's probably a very unpopular take, but I truly believe it. I think I shouldn't be able to buy $30 ETBs and then sell them the day that I get them for $100 a piece profit. I'm getting like 170, 180 ETBs of Prismatic. That's like a free $17,000. It's not that I didn't earn it. Like I've spent over $1 million over the past 10 years with my two distributors. So I've like earned it in a way. But it is still insane. It is insane that I'm getting delivered to me for 30 a piece times 180 for $5 or $6 grand ish. I'm getting like 18, 19, 20,000 plus dollars worth of product. That's really silly. I think everyone along the chain should be able to gobble up a little bit more of that, but there's no perfect solution. There's no perfect solution. Just like me and Ponga. How do me and Ponga, the truest fans of T-Swift, the truest Swifties around, how do we get front row at a concert? We deserve it. We've loved her since Taylor Swift. We've loved her since Teardrops on My Guitar. We've loved her since and I'm mostly memeing here because like I don't even listen to her music these days much. When I went to Ponga's house, we watched tons of Taylor Swift music videos till like 3 a.m. But there's no perfect solution. There's no perfect solution to Taylor Swift concerts. There's no perfect solution to allowing all the truest fans of the New York Rangers to go to their games. They're pretty cheap right now because they're under 500. They're having a hard time. But like capitalism, I prefer capitalism over communism. Communism doesn't even work. Like, oh, well, here's communists. Like we have this much Taylor Swift performance and we're going to equally dole it out to everyone. You can't even do communism with like certain things like that. Hey, if you want equality for everyone, they printed 12 billion cards last year. Only 8 billion people, well, 8 billion people live on the planet. If you bought more than 1.5 Pokemon cards in 2024, you are a monster. who consumed more than your fair share. So like, if you want true equality, you better not be taking more than your fair share. You're not entitled to 1 booster pack. You're entitled to 1.5 cards. You're entitled to this. Sorry, you're entitled to the full Charizard and only half of the Eternatus. That is your allocation global for a year. So next year you can get, if you can save up for 2 years, you can get 3 whole cards after 2 years if you save up. It's silly. It's silly to think that we're entitled to any of these things. But like, I wish it was better. I think there's better ways that it could be done. It's not a perfect way. It could be better, but it could be worse. And it can't be 100% fair. It can't be fair for everybody, equality, kumbaya, all that stuff. It's not possible. So yeah, my pushback on people that say that I deserve this is no, you don't. If you have more than 1.5 cards over each of the past couple years, you've consumed more than your fair share, and you're a monster for not letting everyone get their 1.5 cards. That's my retort to those people. Continuing on, the lights are red. 3 of my local sports stores are all stocking Pokemon now. Some of that came from me. Some of that came from Troll and Toad. Some of that came from Dave and Adam's Card World. Some of that came from everyone who's allocated Pokemon ever. So yeah, having Eternatus is dark. It is dark indeed. But that is what in this utopian world we're thinking about. You are entitled to 1.5 Pokemon cards, as is every person on the planet. If you have consumed and bought and handled more than your fair share, you are part of the problem. And I will die on that hill. Let's see. Got a Crown Zenith tin today at Walmart. I missed the full restock. That was only the non-Shrouded Fable item. And someday, maybe, someday you'll be like, man, I wish I bought all those Shrouded Fable tins. Someday you'll look back. Journey hasn't come out yet, so I don't know how much they'll be, but I'll be streaming them. Ponga and PK will be streaming them on Fanatics. I need to trim the mustache some, because when I drink Coke, I need to, like, wipe my mustache, because a bunch of it hangs in there. I don't have a milk mustache, I have a Coke mustache. Oh no. My drink almost... Oh, it did. My drink just overflowed on my Quaxley, on my Quaxley cup holder and on my keyboard some. Oh crap, that sucks. I wish I was drinking water now. That's what I get for drinking soda. I get it on my keyboard. I've recovered. I caught most of it. Poor Quaxley. Poor Quaxley's swimming in Coca-Cola right now. He's fine though. He's fine. I poured the remainder of my Coke in too fast. Continuing on. Go check out Chef on eBay Live. Chef is a close friend of mine in the hobby. Looking forward to seeing him, hopefully more than once in 2025. And he streams on eBay Live. This is definitely a temporary insanity. How temporary? I have no idea, but it is definitely temporary. Gotta manage the stash, no doubt. A Coke stash, that is dangerous. Coca-Cola stash. Does Pokemon care about distro holding back? Probably, but like, are they going to do anything about it? Can they actually go through, like, are they entitled to go and walk through and make sure that all the stuff is getting distributed? They probably don't care enough. I would be shocked, honestly, if Pokemon wasn't being a little bit more firm than they historically are with their pricing to the distributor. As distributors are on restocks, on reprints, they're offering me instead of at $92.50, hey, more Evolving came in. Back when Evolving got reprinted a year or 2 years ago, whenever it was. They didn't give it to me at the same 85 I first got it at. They gave it to me at 120. I took it because it was still sub-market, but like, I wouldn't be shocked if Pokemon is getting, maybe not to the same level, but they're probably getting a little bit more. They're probably getting a little bit more than they historically do from the distributors, if I had to guess. And to an extent, I'm sure each distributor, Alliance is probably saying like, hey, I want more Prismatic, GTS and Mad Al and Peach State and Magazine Exchange, all these distributors that you can find on their website. They're probably all like battling it out the same way the accounts are with the distributors. The distributors are with Pokemon. Like, it's all such a mess because they're selling it for so like Taylor Swift could sell her concert tickets. We're on Taylor Swift tonight. Ponga's gonna love it. Taylor Swift could sell her tickets for 50 apiece, but her truest of true fans aren't going to get them. If she wanted to, maybe she could make you punch in your social security number and she could do a retinal scan and she could make sure like 60,000 people that flow through the door, everyone has to have a retinal scan and they have to give a blood sample and they have to give a urine test and they have to give their social security number at the gate. And it'll take 12 hours to load in the whole concert. And then she'll perform to her truest of true fans only. No scalpers, no flippers. But like, is that reasonable? Obviously not. Is that possible? Obviously not. It blows my mind to some extent. But like, Pokemon is going above and beyond to limit to 2 ETBs per person. They're costing themselves more money shipping. Sorry, Earth. Give me the sorry Earth in chat. Like, the Earth is dying because of what's going on in the Pokemon hobby. One, the amount that's being printed, the amount of plastic, the amount of waste, all that stuff. But like, Pokemon is shipping twice the amount of boxes. Instead of doing limit 4, they're doing limit 2. So much more gas, so much more cardboard, so much more everything. Sorry, Earth, for all this. Like, Earth is the real loser. We got people in here thinking like, oh man, I deserve this, I deserve that, I can't get it. The Earth deserves better, Pokemon. Raise your limits. Raise your limits, save the planet. Reduce your packaging, save the planet. Please give me a SKU for 20,000 packs on a pallet in a big pallet box that I can buy and just inject it straight into the live stream's veins. Please do that. We got Basic Trainer with the sorry Earth in chat. Thank you, Basic Trainer. JC Huberson has Prismatic PC ETB reserved on eBay for 180. Bought 5 nights ago. Hope that works out for whatever you're trying to do with it, but like, I'm not a buyer for that. Omnipotence, Nurturing Malevolence. I've seen this name before. This name stands out. It's a very fancy sounding name. Omnipotence, Nurturing Malevolence does not fear the dark times. They welcome them. Pokemon Center needs 1 more dark time so I can fill my bags up once more. You will get them for sure. You will get them. Distro is absolutely holding some amount, even from the first release. Definitely. I picked up that question before. Feel free to leave your questions again in chat. Like, I will try to get to every question that I can. I will stay live very, very late tonight. I will try to get to everything. As unfair as it is, 2 months ago, you could have been on this YouTube channel, and I have not skipped over a portion of my chat in a long time. 20 minutes ago, my chat jumped to the bottom. It only keeps an hour worth of chat. I lost 20 minutes worth of chat. It might not be fair for the truest of true Dan fans, but if you want to get your question answered immediately, you might have to super chat $1 to get it answered immediately. Right now, I'm 50 minutes behind chat. It's not fair in some ways, but it's supply and demand. There's one Dan. There's one red light Dan on YouTube answering questions. Old man yelling at the clouds, shaking his fist. And if you want to wait your turn, you can wait your turn. I'll try to answer it. Can't guarantee it because I'm one person and I have to sleep at some point. But if you want to skip the line, capitalism, super chats. That's what it is. That's how it works. Like, I would be front row at a Taylor Swift concert with Ponga if truest of true fans were rewarded. But that's not the way the world works. So you might have to wait a long time to get your question answered. You might not be able to buy a PC ETB at retail. You might have to super chat $1 for Dan to answer your question immediately. That's the way that it all works. I don't make the rules. I just play by them. I'm just here playing the game like you guys are. The arena of Pokemon, different goals, all those things. Let's see. You got to add to the drinking game. If Retro says, and again, playing this drinking game is not medical advice. But if Retro says gaslighting, that has to be like finish your drink or take a shot or take a swig. It has to be something in this dangerous drinking game that no one should play. Retro saying gaslighting has got to be, if you're going to create a Dan bingo card, lights turning red, buckets, smart goals, Retro saying gaslighting, shouting out retrospects on Instagram. There's a lot of things you could put on a Catch 'em All Collectibles bingo board for a live stream. Fibonacci says Pokemon should not be for investing. WTF? Yeah, I mean, people can do with it what they want, right? It's not people hoarding water. It's a luxury good that no one is entitled to, that no one needs. I think it would be great. I think it would be great in some ways if, like, but to be honest and to be true about it, if everything was affordable for everyone, if everything was cheap, if everything was free, if the Game Piece Army ever wins and everything's worth nothing, Pokemon goes out of business and they stop printing this, and then no one gets it. If Taylor Swift concerts go back to $50 a piece and she can't sell out and she stops selling, she stops doing tours. She stops doing concerts. So it's like, you can't have $50 Taylor Swift tickets. Right now they're thousands. It just is what it is. It is what it is. It's like, buy it or don't buy it. It sucks, but that's life. Like, that's just the way that it works sometimes. It will come back around, I promise you. I promise you, Pokemon will not, into perpetuity, into eternity, just be multiples of retail. I promise. I guarantee that will not be the case. I hope I'm around. Oh, I mean, 200 people in here. Hopefully everyone's around for 50 plus years from now. But maybe someone will only be around for 6 months. Maybe that someone will be me. Maybe for the rest of my life, if I don't make it much longer, it will be this state. I hope that's not the case for anyone in here. I hope that's not the case for me. But like 50 plus year time frame, I guarantee Pokemon will be available at retail. I guarantee it. 100%. At me in 50 years if it didn't come true. JC Huberson has zero debt, refused to open up credit for Pokemon. I would not either. Budgeting, smart goals, all that good stuff. For sure. Yeah, anyone who's talking about taking out credit to buy Pokemon, I would not advise it. I would not do it myself. The only exception being, like, and this is like a scary thing to talk about in this way, but talking about the buckets, like if you are at Walmart on release day, if you are at Walmart on release day and you have a prismatic ETB in your hand and you have no money to your name, but you have a credit card with $100 limit, if you can literally buy that ETB and then walk down the road, walk across the street from Walmart to your LGS, and you can buy it for 60 and you can sell it for 160. I would do that on credit. I would triple my money, double my money on credit if I had no other money to my name. And then I would take that and I would feed my family and I would pay my rent and I would go and try to buy 2 more. So I would buy one for 60 and I would sell, let's say it's 120. I would buy it for 60 and I would walk across the street and sell it for 120. I would scalp it to my LGS to turn my money into more money so that I could live my life. I would scalp Pokemon cards to feed my family and pay my rent and do those things. And I would advise people do that. Even if it's on credit with money they don't have, if it's like a guaranteed double up. As long as you, like, hopefully this doesn't happen. Hopefully nobody gets stabbed in Target. Hopefully nobody gets shot at Walmart. Hopefully none of those things happen. Those have happened before. During the pandemic, it was a wild time. Hopefully none of that happens. So I can't say it's zero risk. There's some risk. Don't be elbowing people. Don't be pulling a gun on people. Like, I don't know. Basic Trainer says DUMB. Don't underutilize the modern boom. Retro says Dan dunks on me, but then plugs my wholesale so it evens out. Yes. I gotta wipe my mustache after every sip. Anything with demand and limited print runs can become investable. That double creates the bubble. I got spoiled getting back with $75 booster boxes and $25 ETBs, so I'm not very interested buying above MSRP recently. It's reasonable. It's reasonable. Like, this needs to happen. Like, people need to... I know people love to blame the investors. People love to blame the scalpers. The biggest blame lies with Pokemon in some respect. Like, they need to be careful because if they printed too much, they could kill it. But the end consumer too. If people in live streams, like Taylor Swift, Ponga's here. I see Ponga. If people out there, if 60,000 people will pay $1,000 a piece plus for a Taylor Swift ticket, you won't be able to get one for 50. That's just the way that it works. So, like, set a price. If your price is only 50, you're probably not going to a Taylor Swift concert ever again. If your price is only 100 for a booster box, I'm quite confident you can't buy one right now. None of them. But you'll be able to buy one again. You'll be able to buy one again. Taylor Swift won't come back around for me and Ponga. Pokemon will come back around for you. I promise you. I promise you. So I'm gonna pull up the back end of Fanatics and I'm gonna see what Ponga did for GMV. Let's see. 4,090 GMV. Shout out to Ponga. Ponga just pumped through $4,090 in gross sales on Fanatics while we were live over here. Ray's only making 55 a box on stream. It's time to get out. Margin is compressing. Are Paldean Fates booster bundles worth at retail price? I believe so. I believe Paldean Fates is like going pretty hefty over MSRP, at least right now. At least right now. Kiki Jiki's calling for Crown Zenith, $7.82. I'm going to put that in my calendar, Kiki. I'm going to put that in my calendar so that 2 weeks after the last prediction, Kiki's prediction comes up. So January 9th, I'm going to put, it's a Pokeflips date. I'm going to put Kiki CZ 7.82 prediction. We're going to revisit that in 1 year, Kiki Jiki, and we're going to see how that prediction fares. I like that prediction. I think that might happen. I feel more comfortable with that prediction than with the other one. The other one was too bullish for me. I'm gonna make sure this didn't. I don't know if the activity feed froze or I haven't used this activity feed before in my OBS. Thoughts on the new trademarks for Megas coming back possibly as early as August, September? I am living in January. I'm thinking about Prismatic. I know, Shawarma, you're multiple sets ahead of us. I can't wrap my mind around all that's going on today, all the things I have to do today. I'm not a big fan of spoilers. I'm not a big fan. Like, it's not news to me because I'm chronically online. I'm chronically watching YouTube. I'm chronically on Discord. And I have heard about this already. But I'm not like digging deeper into it. I don't have thoughts on what's going to happen 6 months from now. I'm worried about today and 6 days from now and 6 weeks from now, not 6 months from now. Amplitude's gone for almost a year, but we're still talking about the same thing. Always Amplitude. It's Groundhog's Day all over again, but in a different, it's a little bit different way. Like a year ago, the prices were not doing what they're doing right now. Ponga, we already did the underscore retro specs shout. Ponga says, let's go, I'm famous. Purple Rem is sitting on a beach in the Philippines and still watching Dan. Appreciate you, Purple Rem. Appreciate everyone hanging out here. It's crazy that Rip and Chips is at an all-time high. I understand lots of people have been jumping into Pokemon, but people never learn how to buy singles. Yeah, people love gambling. Can you explain more about your consignment? I'm sorry, Pokédew. I'm answering this like almost an hour after you ask it, but I will give another quick overview. So the way the consignment works, you send cards. Email me first, DM me first, Instagram, Discord, wherever. Go to my website, catchemallcollectibles.com, and use the contact form at the bottom. Send directly to my vault. This is my Fanatics vault. You send there. If you put signature on your shipment, it will be fully insured for the full value of all your cards. I sell CGC, BGS, and PSA graded Pokemon cards. I do not sell sealed. I do not sell any of that. But if you sell a $120 PSA card, and that's what it ends at, you will get 90%. If it's 480 to 2400, you get 93 and a third percent. If it's 2400 plus, you'll get 95%. I pay out every Wednesday for all items paid by then. I pay out with PayPal friends and family. I pay out with ACH, Wire, USDC crypto. I'll whip out the checkbook and I'll pay you with an old school check. Some people like getting a check. I will pay you through any of those methods, the full amount. We got a DD subscribed. Appreciate you, DD. But yeah, that's like a quick overview of the service. You send your cards to my vault with Fanatics. They curate, I list them, you sell them, you net out those. So the way Fanatics works, there's a buyer's premium. It's annoying. The percent that I pay to you is including the buyer's premium. So like if someone bids 10,000 hammer, they pay 12,000, you net 95% of $12,000. So on a $12,000 total sale, quick math times 0.95, you will net $11,400 on a $12,000 sale paid out to you via Zelle, ACH, Wire, crypto, PayPal friends and family. So that's the way it works. JC Huberson's Moonbryon is the crown jewel of their collection. It's the crown jewel of many people's collection. It's a really cool card. I just don't value it that much, so I don't have one. They definitely could. A few years ago, look at Vivid Voltage. Vivid Voltage came out of the gate at 200. Battle Styles came out of the gate at 150, 160, and it's less than that today. Vivid is less than it was back then. Hidden Fates ETBs are less than they were back then. Not that they won't go up, not that they won't go above that someday. Do I think Vivid will be more than a $300 box someday? Yes. But if you held it for the 3-4 year period over the past few years, buying at 200, holding to today, the opportunity cost on that was miserable. If you buy 150 Prismatic and it reprints and it's 150 in 4 years, what the S&P 500 did, what Evolving Skies did, what Bitcoin did, the opportunity cost of holding some of those things in hindsight is terrible. But yeah, sure, maybe you didn't buy 150 Battle Styles, maybe you were buying 150 Evolving. That did well. Some things did well, some things didn't do well. Just be careful. If you're investing, entry price is everything. Even if you're collecting, like, what you pay is everything, right? Once you guys jump off the train, I double down. I've had so many people who aren't part of Pokemon asking me about it now. When your barber starts asking you about it, when your dad starts investing by the pallet, top signals left and right everywhere. And now they want in. I don't know what to tell them, honestly. I tell them, I have friends who've hit me up. I have friends who are like, what's going on in Pokemon? Hey, should I buy this? Should I buy that? I'm like, the prices are like, why weren't you asking? You knew a year ago that I was doing this. You knew a year ago. Why are you trying to buy this from me now when a year ago you weren't trying to buy anything from me then? It's like, I tell people, I be honest with them. Prices are insane on most stuff right now. You can buy them and they might go up. But like, I give them all the same disclaimers that I do on this YouTube. And they get way more of an answer than they bargained for, as you do on here too. The market's going crazy. A year ago today, I was probably live streaming on this YouTube channel to about 50 people. I'm live streaming right now to 217. 6 months ago, about 50 or 60 people. 2 months ago is when a switch flipped, and I went from 50 to 60 live viewers to like 100 to 150 overnight. And now I'm doing 220 right now. Like, we are booming. We are booming. It is insane. It's so crazy. Yeah, people see free money. People see free tendies, and hey, it doubled, so I'm gonna buy it before it doubles again. Buy high, sell higher is what people do. What they plan to do, and then they buy high and they sell low is what they end up doing. It's in everything. We're in a euphoric state right now. People will get burned. People will get hurt. If you're buying stuff at wholesale, if you're buying stuff like the cheaper you're buying it, the more sheltered, the more safe you are. But so many things. Absolutely. It goes up while it goes up, and so many people that have only been in for a couple years, they know nothing but up. That's all they know. That's all they know, and it's crazy and it's scary. It is what it is, though. I don't really do giveaways. If you want to hang out here, if you want to talk Pokemon, if you want to have your questions answered, I'm here for that. But I like growing slowly, organically. I don't tie giveaways in with my Fanatics lives. I don't tie them in with my YouTube channel. Have I ever given away anything? Yes. Am I giving away anything right now? Do I give away anything regularly? No. At some point it will change, though. I don't know if it'll be Journey Together. I don't know if it'll be the Rocket set. Journey Together and the Rocket set are too hype. It can't happen. Then the 30th anniversary. All these things I hear. Like, I don't know. Maybe things will be this crazy through the 30th anniversary. I would lean towards not. I would lean towards boxes being sub MSRP sometime between now and then. But while everyone's investing, if the end consumer will continue to pay these absurd prices, more sports stores will start buying Pokemon. More distributors will invest in more product. More people will scalp. More people, like, as long as it works, people will do it and abuse it. And we need something to change for it to flip. And it might take a while, and there might be a lot of pain, and a lot of people might get hurt. So be careful. Just be careful out there. How's it going, Lucky Bunny TCG? I see chat entertaining themselves because I'm not answering questions quickly. Reed Max says, what does the evolution mean? Will they be restocking all the ETBs, bundles, posters, etc. all the way to September? I don't know what you mean by that question exactly. If you're asking like Prismatic Evolution, they are releasing it. So if you were around years ago, Shining Legends was a set that came out in multiple pin collections through the whole year. And they had ETBs, they had all these different products. But Prismatic is by design spread out amongst the year. I don't remember the exact calendar, but Prismatic has like a several month release, dropping different products on different dates. Yes. Will Pokemon release some sort of statement in regarding the demand and finding products? They have several times in the past 5 years, but like, what does that mean? Hey, sorry everyone, we know you're having a hard time finding product. We're gonna try to fix it. It doesn't mean much, right? It's just words. But like, what actions can they take to make it? They need to be careful. People don't understand this. I'm entitled to this. I want this. Wah, wah, wah. If Pokemon prints too much, they could kill Pokemon. People can't wrap their brains around that, but that is a fact. 12 billion cards wasn't enough. Maybe 15 billion isn't enough. Maybe 20 billion isn't enough. I promise you there's a number. I promise you, if they printed 8 billion of this, and if they airdropped it into everyone's lap, if in the next, people say supply doesn't matter, pop doesn't matter. I promise you, if this 8 billion were made and they teleported them with new technology that they just invented into everyone's lap tomorrow, that supply would matter. The price would go to nothing. Everyone would have it. No one would want it. Or the truest of true collectors would keep it in. But most people, it's like, worthless piece of paper, chuck it. So like, you can't have everyone having everything. So Pokemon has a fine line to like balance. They need to be careful. Appreciate you, XED, for subscribing. Continuing on down. Ian's World said, I remember last year I went to Best Buy and didn't want to buy a 151 ETB because they were selling it for 60. And you shouldn't want to buy it now. But you should want to buy it less. So you didn't want it at 60. You shouldn't want it at 100 or whatever it is now. But the thing is, like, people want it when it's more expensive, when they didn't want it when it was less. Like, that's just the way people work. And it's like, it's backwards. um Where are we? Dan better watch out. This 2025 is Team Rocket's year. I'm all for it. All for it. So we're at where I was talking about the Eras Tour almost an hour ago. And I watched Taylor Swift open to the drinking game. We were about to start Swifty shaming. Had no idea Dan was a Swifty. I'm not a massive Swifty, but like, I have her first 3 or 4 CDs for sure. This is actually a huge point that I heard. I think I read someone talking about it in Discord. Maybe someone was talking about it on a YouTube live stream. But when I was younger, I opened like 100 packs, maybe, in the 3 years that I was in the hobby. I remember when Pokemon like became uncool and my mom got a bunch of Pokemon packs like at the dollar store. I think there was one Christmas morning where I opened like 20 booster packs because my mom found them for like $1 a piece and bought a bunch of them. And I remember my buddy calling me up because he pulled a base set 2 Charizard from his packs. And I had some Fossil and base set 2 and whatever else my mom bought for $1 a pack. But like in my entire childhood, I probably opened 100 booster packs across like 3 years. Now people are ripping them by the 1,000. It's like, what's going on here? It's crazy. It is insane. JC Huberson saying when he was younger, you're lucky to get one. You're lucky to get one pack. It's like, I know so many stories of friends and stuff that it's like, you got one as allowance every week, or every time you went to grocery shopping, you hit that corner store, you hit that whatever, that LGS, and maybe you got 1, 2, 3 packs. I don't know anyone that was ripping by the box earlier. And now that's just like the norm. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what the new norm has become, what the expectation is, and nuts. Where are we? Kids spoiled these days. One more box daddy and another. How's it going, Pull Father? It only takes one. Innovate TCG said, I just recorded a video and comically also mentioned Taylor Swift. Let me, I'm gonna try to find you. Did you already post it? I know I'm asking this way later. I'm gonna try to watch your video where you talked about Taylor Swift. You posted a video 38 minutes ago. Hopefully that's the video. I added it to my watch later. Hopefully I'll get to watch that tomorrow. Well, I will watch that tomorrow. Hopefully that's the one where you mentioned it. You lost me at being a Taylor Swift fan. Out of here. Sorry to lose you. Not really sorry to lose you. It's funny because these days I don't even hardly listen to Taylor Swift. I don't listen to a ton of music. Country is my main thing, and she's not country anymore. She came across my radar because she was on CMT Music back in 2000, whatever it was. Anyways, how big can the CT scan companies possibly be? Mass CT scanning seems unlikely. There are so many CT scanners in the world. It could happen if it was profitable, for sure. But it's not like the hobby's not over because of CT scanning. The hobby's not over because of metal detecting piping packs. Piping packs does not end the hobby. CZ to 10 is definitely coming sooner than most people think. Maybe. Moonbryon from Prismatic just sold for 4K. Is that already in PSA 10? I'm going to look up Umbreon PSA 10 Prismatic. You never know if it's paid. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Caveat, disclaimer. That would be wild if it did. I don't see it on eBay. Searching Umbreon PSA 10 Prismatic. Let me continue on. I really wish a few YouTubers or people who have money in the hobby could open a huge streamlined warehouse TCG store for all us small fish to buy from. Oh no, I told my employee their first edition Charizard was fake today. It was worse to do than terminate. Oh man. So the Frisky Squid bought 36 loose Paradox Rift and only got 6 hits. Many people would say, like, I deserve 12 hits. It's mathematically impossible that I only get 6 hits out of 36. You scammed me. I used to sell loose 36 pack lots on eBay, and I'd literally get people saying, like, I'm supposed to get 12 hits. I got 10 or 11. I got 9. You scammed me. And I'm like, no, these all didn't come from a box, and even boxes have some variance. And it was annoying. Like, math. People can't math. Zard Looking says, you crack me up, Dan. I love you, man. I appreciate that very much. I hope people are entertained or educated. I hope people get something out of watching this. I hope there are no hate watchers out there. If you are watching this and you don't like me, you don't like my takes, you're watching this out of hate, out of anger, being annoyed by everything I say, life is too short. Please go do something, find someone that brings you joy and happiness, and go watch them. There's a lot of people live on YouTube right now. There's a lot of programs to watch on Netflix and Paramount Plus and Amazon Prime Video and all these different things. Like, please only spend your time here if you're enjoying it. And if you do enjoy it, I don't say it much, like, subscribe. I post videos every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I do live streams once a week, every week. Sometimes Tuesday night, sometimes Thursday night. I can't be as consistent as I am with my video uploads, with my live streams, but I do my best. I'm live right now, 10:15 p.m. I went live. I'm probably going to be live for over another hour because I have a big backlog. So I'm here for it. PCETBs are the new SV Grails. They're doing really well. They're doing really well. I just jumped to the bottom again. I didn't lose any this time. I scrolled all the way up when we were there. Basic likes the piped terminology. Obsidian Flames PCETBs are 250. What in the F? Yeah, it's the hobby. I can't do basic math. Dan is a wizard. Piped wizard. Rattles glad piped caught on. Hilarious. I think they do have like very small CT scanners. If there's a demand for it, if there's a market for it, they will make them in any size, shape, configuration. Like, there's enough money in Pokemon, in sports, in cards, in mystery products that these things could commercialize even more than they already have. Rattle says, first person to get caught piping packs gets the Pied Piper nickname. Oh no. Watch out. Everyone's been put on notice. You don't want to be the Pied Piper of the Pokemon hobby. Oh man. Triple Dylan RS. I don't know if RS stands for RuneScape, but I hope it does. Hey Ketchum, have you or other stores ever used or heard of anything about the card tracker service? I have not used or heard of it. I just Googled it quickly. It says password login. Cardtracker.net. I don't know what it is. I don't have a password to log in. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing, but yeah. Oh, Card Trader. I searched Card Tracker. Buying, selling, made easy. It looks, yeah. There's so many platforms out there. And I don't know if it's trying to like take down eBay. I don't know if it's trying to take down TCG Player. To me, it's like, I just like to do business with the big boys. And I did just transition from the biggest boy, eBay, over to Fanatics. So I transitioned from the biggest boy to a smaller boy. But like Fanatics is still huge. Whatnot is the biggest in the live stream area. But Fanatics is big in both live and regular auction by now. But they're not the biggest in either. So I just don't know that I would go down even lower. Could work out really well for people. But generally speaking, I like to be where most people are. Let's see. Yes, Japanese over the past 2 weeks since the new year has done something crazy for sure. South Florida for the win. Must be talking about the Miami Fort Lauderdale Collecticon. What do you think the Gengar from Fusion Strike will hit this year? Let me pull it up on Alt so that I can see where it's even at. I sent one to Ponga for Fanatics when it was like $500-600, I think, and then he just sold it the other day for like $1,100 or $1,200. Thank you, Ponga, for investing in that product for me accidentally. But let's pull it up. Let's pull it up on Alt. We're going to show it, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to speculate on what it might do next year. I generally think this is not sustainable. Look at this chart. So a year ago, less than a year ago, it went up and it went down. It peaked around 700-800, and then it bottomed out at around 500-600, and now it's at like 1,500. I don't know. Like this card could go to 3,000 this year. It could go to 3. I think what it's gonna do is it's gonna go too high, and then it's gonna come back down. Will too high be 2,000, and then it drops back to 1,500? I don't know. I don't know what numbers to put on this. If I had this card, I would sell it. I don't speculate in graded cards. If I bought it raw and graded it, I would sell it today. If you have one and you want to consign, I'll consign it for you. The rate's right down below my face. I just don't do speculating in cards, graded or raw. I speculate in sealed. So if I had to put a number on it, if someone made me put a number on it, I think it'll peak at 2,000, and I think it'll come back to 1,000. I think it'll go a little bit higher, 30% higher, 40% higher, and I think it will drop 50%. I could be wrong. That could be too bearish. It might go to 3,000 and then drop 50% to 1,500. It might go to 3,000 and then only drop 20% to 2,500-ish. Who knows? I certainly don't. I have no crystal ball. I have no magic 8-ball. I am just guessing. I'm just guessing. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't own one. I used to own one and I sold it and I was very happy with my gains. Am I sad that I missed out on all this? No. Because I sold it and I put my money into other Pokemon stuff to sell. I buy it 80%, I sell it 100%. I buy it 80%, I sell it 100%. If the 100% one day goes to double what it was before I sold it, great. The hobby's growing. The hobby's doing well. I'm glad because I bought more stuff with those proceeds. So like, I don't look back and get scared and mad and frustrated, whatever. But yeah. Freedom for You Too says everything over time will go up sealed. Just a mind game to hold. Scary sentiment out there. Someday, hopefully hundreds of years from now, thousands of years from now, Pokemon will die someday. Hopefully it will outlive all of us. Hopefully we'll all live long, healthy lives. Hopefully Pokemon will be around for hundreds of years. Will it really be around in 1,000 years? I don't think so. How, why, where, when, what will cause its death? I don't know. But like, it's just some of the things that people say so confidently that own one box or own 5 cards, or even if they own a warehouse of cards, I don't care. Even if they have all their money where their mouth is. Oftentimes they don't. But it's just crazy, some of the things that are thrown around, in my opinion. Continuing on. Let's see. The new Eevee set is hard pulls, a lot of money. Mimic Brew says, damn, Daniel is still screaming at the camera. I'm definitely going to be screaming at the camera for a while still. I am a ways behind on chat. Classics Trading Cards has finally started my channel back up after a 6-year hiatus. Thanks for the inspiration. Big ups, man. Love to hear it. Love to see people coming back. Love to see the hobby growing. I did get 1 case of those premium booster boxes on Pokemon Center, and I also got 2 PCETBs. That happens a lot. That happens a lot where a hit card in Japan will be a promo guaranteed card in English. Like look at the beautiful Mew card from 151, and we get it in the UPC promo. Even though it was a promo, it's doing really well. So like that happens a lot though. What's your opinion on folks who go to Target, take from the kids, LOL, asking for our friends? If someone goes to an establishment who is selling a product for a certain amount of money and they buy said product for a certain amount of money, I have no problem with that. It's like if you go, whether you're going to Subway to buy a sub for what they sell it for, or to Walmart to buy an ETB for what they're selling it for, or Costco, or I don't care where you're going, what you're doing, you're not lying, cheating, stealing. You are transacting with a company on a good that they're offering for a certain price at the price they're offering it at. What's to be mad about? Don't punch people. Don't kick kids out of the way. Don't do anything like that. But you are allowed to buy stuff. If you're not breaking any of their rules, if you're not breaking any laws, I don't have problems with that. I'm very much like a live and let live. Like let people do what they're gonna do. Let people be. I think that's the only sane and logical way to live life. No one is being harmed. As long as no one is being harmed, no one is being harmed, right? No one needs any of this stuff. Prismatic Evolutions ETBs will hit 300 1 month after release because people are going to instantly flip a ton of their product. As the secondary market dries up, prices will start shooting up. It could. It's plausible. It might happen. If I was 100% confident, guaranteed, I would be buying everything I see everywhere. I would buy out all of TCG Player, all of eBay, all of everything. I'm not that confident, so I'm not. But like the confidence people have that have one ETB or have one case or have no money where their mouth is never ceases to amaze me. The amount of cosplay investors out there on PokeTube are very high in number. And my biggest thing on this channel, transparency, honesty, openness. If you ask me how much of something I have, I will tell you. If you ask me, would you buy this? Are you buying this? Are you selling this? I will tell you. I think that's the only way to conduct oneself. And that's why I do it. There's a lot of people out there saying this is guaranteed and this is going to go up and showing charts and talking about like they know anything when they've been around for 6 months or a year or 2 years or 5 years. I've been around for 10 years and I don't know everything. I don't know a lot of stuff. I'm guessing on a lot of stuff. Everyone's guessing. Pokemon's guessing to an extent. Every time they print something, they're guessing to an extent. They're forecasting. They have more data than we do. But like they're journeying together through their data, and they're doing the best they can. They're navigating. No one knows what's going to happen entirely. So like the confidence some of these cosplay investors have is scary. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, the first out of the gate will be nuts. Absolutely. The vending machines they're capturing like full margin on. Given the frenzy for the recent new sets and selling out instantly, how much more can this keep going before Pokemon Company prints more to meet demand for the new future releases? They're printing a ton right now. It could end in weeks, it could end in months, it could end in years. I have no idea. No idea. Math into Taylor Swift concerts. This stream is getting dark. Kevin Clear thinks it's going to 400 in ETB. I hope some money is where that mouth is. I'd like my weekly allowance of 1 Pokemon card per day, comrade. That's per year. There's 8 billion humans on the planet, and they only print 12 billion cards a year. You only get 1.5 cards per year, not per day. Radical Ryan has 40 boxes of Prismatic coming. That's way over your 1.5 card limit. I bought, so I'm constantly buying. If you want to sell to me, I am buying everything all the time at 70 to 85% of market. I'm buying singles, I'm buying slabs, I'm buying sealed. Sealed primarily, I'm buying loose packs. Don't send me piped ones. Don't send me scanned ones. Don't send me weighed ones. I'll check. I'm buying loose packs. I'm buying sub $120 slabs. If they're more than 120, I got you. I'll consign them for these rates. And I'm buying singles between about $5 and $50 TCG player value. Sub 5, I have way too many. Greater than 50 are too expensive to sell on stream. So hit me up. DM, email, contact form on my website. If you want to sell to me, I'm always buying. In 2025, I will be spending $30,000 plus per week buying product to sell on live streams. So if my DMs are open. Slide on in, sell me a bunch of stuff. PayPal friends and family, ACH, crypto, wire, Zelle, however you want to be paid. If you send first. If you want me to pay first, PayPal goods and services. How do I get my hands on ETBs and booster boxes? I buy them from my distributor. I buy them from the open market at 70 to 85%, all over the place. The Frisky Squid says, I was more bullish on prismatic ETBs before today. Each day prior, they were less loaded on TCG Player than were selling, but now it's flipped. Pokemon created monsters. Red Light Extended Edition, absolutely. Will the Department of Government Efficiency have to step in and regulate Pokemon? When people feel entitled to like, I deserve getting something at MSRP, that's an arbitrary thing that you do not deserve. I believe this is America. This is America. I should turn my lights red, white, and blue. Sadly, I only have two of them. Let me turn my lights red and blue so that we have red, white, and blue going on for America. I deserve that everyone is entitled to the pursuit, red, white, blue. Everyone is entitled to the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm screwing up my my things here. Everyone is entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Pursuit of happiness. If you say, well, hey, a PC ETB makes me happy, you're not entitled to happiness directly plopped into your lap. You're entitled into the pursuit of it. You can buy one. You might not like the price, but you can buy one. So if you think I should be entitled to getting everything I want in Pokemon at the price I want to pay, it might not be communism directly, but like it's pretty dang near something like that. It's not America. It's not American to say that like Pokemon needs to print enough for me to have what I want at my price, or everyone else who wants it doesn't want as much as I do. So I need to get it. I'm the true Taylor Swift fan. I need front rows for $50 because I deserve it. That's not a thing. That's not real. That's not true. People aren't calling for. I'm being a little bit hyperbolic with it because this is YouTube. Because my lights are red right now. The red, white, and we're sticking with red, white, and blue. We're gonna try to wind down. I'm gonna try to end this live within the next hour. We're gonna stay red, white, and blue to be patriotic. It's capitalism. It's America, baby. I know not everyone's in America, but like you're not entitled to get the product you want at the price you want to pay. Water, shelter, food. Now we're talking a different thing. I'm on board with a lot more of that, absolutely. But not Pokemon cards. 1.5 cards. If we want to split it all evenly, if we want to be fair, people want to be fair for them. Everyone is the center of their own universe. Everyone is the main character in their own story. I deserve it. I am true. I am pure. I am good. I deserve it. But like, everyone is their own main character. So if you want to be truly fair, divvy it up amongst everybody, and then we all get 1.5 cards, and that's fair. So Curtis Letty likes it. USA! Exclamation point. Coughing says, what does piped packs mean? So go watch Rattle Pokemon's latest video. There is a pipe finder metal detector thing that you can use on your walls to find metal pipes in your walls, to find like nails, screw heads, wires. And people use that on a pack to see if there's a hollow in there. So if someone's used that, the pack is piped. Rattle coined it earlier, I believe, and we're going with it. We're running with it. So that's what piped means. Not Quaxley cup holders. Quaxley, what do they call them? It's getting late. I haven't finished my Coca-Cola yet. I can't even remember what these things are called that you put your drinks on. Coasters. Quaxley coaster. Should we corner the market on Shrouded? I have a lot of it. Not quite cornering the market, but I have a lot of it. I realized after I said it, Coke mustache could be interpreted in a different way. Coca-Cola. Just play Swift for every subscription. We know you want to. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't. Taylor Swift doesn't need my money. She doesn't need my monetization. Earth is fine. It's humans that will suffer. I say that a lot when people talk about the planet, and Earth's gonna be fine. Earth's gonna make it another few billion years. It might not be habitable. It's getting too late. It might not be. It might be uninhabitable for life and for humans and for whatever. Earth will be around for a few billion years, I believe, until the sun supernovas and engulfs it. So the Earth will be fine. The Earth will outlive us. Hopefully humanity finds a way to get to other planets and whatever, so that we don't go extinct when the sun supernovas. But there is an end to all of this. There's an end to everything. The heat death of the universe is looming billions of years from now. The Pokemon will not last forever. The heat death of the universe will get it. Code cards. I put them in a big pile in a big box. I don't open many packs these days, so like I don't do a lot with it. My streamers, PK and Panga, they profit their code cards. They profit their bulk because we ship hits only. There's a number of prismatic that Pokemon could print that would be too much. There's a number of prismatic that would make prismatic be a $50 ETB. Will they print that many? Probably not, but they could. They could. Will they? Probably not. I'm not betting on it. Do you think Japanese Terastal will come down once English releases? I just want to rip some packs. I anticipate Terastal will be cheaper in 3, 6, 9, 12 months than it is today, but I could be wrong. That's me predicting. I'm buying some at today's price to stream, and I will buy some at 6 months price to stream if people are still buying it. I'm always buying, I'm always selling. Yes, yes. The amount of people that said Japanese 151 will never do XYZ, Japanese will 2 years ago. Like people don't know because they weren't here. So many people with so much confidence that weren't here back when Japanese booster boxes were expensive. All of them. I have triplet beat. How dark is it? I have like 50 plus boxes of triplet beat in my storage right now. And I don't remember what I paid, but I paid way too much. Triplet beat, paradigm trigger. I have shiny treasure I bought way too expensive. Things can turn. Demand is fickle. Consumers are fickle. In a couple years from now, everything will be turned on its head. So many people will be come and gone. Things change. Things change, ebb and flow. They're in flux constantly. But yeah, 151 Japanese booster boxes are over 100 now. Where were they 6 months ago? Where were they a year ago? At one point, they were under 50. I bought a bunch from underscore retrospects on Instagram in the 40s, in the 50s. So like a year ago, less than a year ago, 6 months ago, Japanese or English 151 UPCs were at Costco for 80 or 90 bucks, and people weren't buying them. Some people were buying them. They eventually sold out, but like they're over 200 now, and people are falling over themselves to get them. But they were there and they were available, and people didn't want them. So like 151 English was as hype, if not maybe more, maybe less hype. But 151 English was hype, and there were tons of people saying that it wasn't going to do XYZ, and then it did it, and it got low, and it went sub MSRP. It went sub wholesale almost. The Costco prices for 151 UPCs, I think I paid 72 wholesale on 151 UPCs, and I want to say Costco was like 80. So Costco was like 10% over wholesale, and they sat. People walked by them and didn't want them. Some of the same people that walked by them at 80, I guarantee you are buying them now for 200 plus. So like, consumers are fickle. This is all crazy. Anything can happen. It can all turn just as quick as it turned up. It can turn down. The confidence that people who have no money, no experience, no time in this is just absurd. It is absurd. Be careful. Be careful out there. I'm making a ton of money now. Everyone's making a ton of money now. It's all great. It's all great till it's not. Be careful how far you stick your neck out there, because it might get chopped off. If you have all your ducks in a row, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. if you have all your ducks in a row, if you have all your buckets filled, if you have all your financial shit together, be riskier. If failure means you're going to lose a little money, you're going to lose a little gains, your net worth will go down a little bit, who cares? Roll the dice. I'm a gambler. I love gambling. If losing means you're going to have to carry that on your credit card at 30%, if losing means you're going to be out on the street, not paying rent, if losing means you're going to have to post on Facebook Marketplace like, hey, my kids needs diapers, buy my Pokemon cards. That is dark. That happens. I saw some TikTok or some reel or whatever, somebody yelling out the window, the car's broke, you need to sell your Pokemon cards. Like, these things happen. And if that happens in a down market and you're selling at a loss and you're carrying on a 30% credit card, that's a bad time. Be careful. Just be careful. Or not. I don't care. Whatever. It's America. Freedom. Do whatever you want to do. You're an adult. I'm an adult. Hopefully you're all adults. Do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm one guy doing what I'm doing, yelling on YouTube about what I'm doing. 207 people are listening. It's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in. Scalper TCG loves this community. I love having you here, Scalper TCG. Pokemania Rip says, everyone new coming in, demanding they get their fair share, blaming scalpers, when in reality, you should look in the mirror to see why demand is crazy. Absolutely. We're all part of the problem. Anyone who has consumed in the past year more than their fair share of 1.5 Pokemon cards is part of the problem. That's just straight facts. Yes, and Japan pushed 151 to sub 50 with reprints. But most people in this chat probably were not here 6 months to a year ago when Japanese 151 was 50 a box. Most people in here probably only know the past 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 months, whatever. It's crazy. It's so nuts. That was mentioned in the drinking game list, showing the budget buckets. And this comment comes up just after I showed him. Stephen Young says, my metal detectors are specifically calibrated to find Reveroom SIR. So far, I'm down 3K. Let's see. The hobby's in the best place it's ever been, ever. Depending on how you're interacting with it, your golden age, I made a short like 6 months ago. We're in the golden age of Pokemon. And the golden age has happened in the past few years. I don't know exactly when it would be. It would depend on how you're interacting with the hobby. We're all doing different things. We all have different goals, same arena, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's absolutely a risk for Pokemon. If Pokemon were to print fully to demand of today, they could kill it. They don't want to risk dying in 10 years, short-term gain, long-term pain. They need to be careful. Same thing over and over. Yes, absolutely. Groundhog's Day. Greed. Greed is a key word in these times, for sure. Adapt to the market, find different plays. Maybe your favorite thing can't work right now, but plenty of available plays that still work. And that's whether you're a collector, investor, scalper, flipper, whatever you are, adapt. If you're a collector, there's still beautiful, amazing arts. There's amazing things in the hobby that you can partake in and enjoy. You don't have to have every set when it comes out. You can wait some time. You can buy the singles. You don't have to rip the packs. Like, there's so many ways to engage. So unless something happens, that could happen, this won't happen guaranteed. Like, that's just a ridiculous statement. Unless something happens that might happen, I guarantee this thing won't happen. Like, a very ridiculous statement that isn't even true. Like, we could definitely have a downturn in the next 14 months without a war. Will we? I have no idea. Will we have a war? I have no idea. I'm just navigating my way as we journey together through this insane market. Dan, if Pokemon printed a set like 251, do you think it would be more popular than 151? I feel like Gen 2 is underestimated with how many fans are compared to Gen 1. So, Crystal. Like, I played Yellow, then I played Crystal. Crystal was my favorite game. So this theoretical 251, would it have Kanto and Johto or just Johto? Would it be like 152 to 251 only? Would it be who would that be? Would it be Totodile, Chikorita? Chikorita is number 251, I believe, the grass starter. So Chikorita, Totodile, and Chikorita, Totodile, and Cyndaquil were the 3 starters for Johto, right? So would it be Bulbasaur all the way to Celebi, or would it be just Chikorita to Celebi? Would it be 251 only Johto, or would it be Kanto and Johto? If it would be Kanto and Johto, it could be bigger. If it's missing Charizard, if it's missing Gengar, Dragonite, Pikachu, right? If it's missing all those ones, it's not going to be as big, but it would be huge. It would be huge, I think. It would be massive. Neo Era reprint, Evolutions 2.0, 151 2.0, 251, whatever you want to call it. Pokemon has so many things they could do that will make us lose our collective minds. Look at us right now. Look at us. We're going nuts. We're losing our minds. They're putting Eevees in a set. It's not that crazy. It's not that innovative. It's like we are so easy to please. We're so easy to make us go insane. It's wild. It is wild how much Pokemon has at their disposal to make us go bonkers. I just want a shirt with an Umbreon that says piped. Oh god. I would go hard for a Gen 2 set. My favorite set for Alligator deserves a more recent big hit than from 15 years ago. You could sell Prismatic next to a stoplight on the corner. Everyone knows what it is. Scalper TCG says, I love this guy. I'm subbing immediately. I appreciate you, Scalper TCG. This is where Ponga came in. I'm 55 minutes behind. I'm going to speed up. I need to go to bed before like 2 a.m. So I'm going to try to end within the next hour. If I go another hour, that means it's a 3-hour and 45-minute stream. I'm going to try to catch up and not miss any comments. Except for what I skipped earlier. People want their cake and want to eat it too. That's the issue. Simple supply and demand like everything else in the world. If I edit less, will I get more views? Yes. If you post more videos, you will get more views. Yes. Ponga's buying 5,000 of something. Probably Paldean Fades packs at MSRP. Hit him up. Experience there says CZ is going to be way higher than 782 by next January. I just hope there's walk with the talk. I hope there's walk with the talk. Ponga, here we go. Now we're getting our bull hats on. Now we're getting aggressive. CZ 25 by January of 2026. For Ponga's benefit, I will not write that one on my calendar. Jeff is selling Pokemon to buy MicroStrategy. Zard looking, asking Ponga in chat because I took forever to answer. Do I sell autos? So if you mean consigning, if you want to consign through me, through Fanatics, I have sold many big Arita autos. I've sold... I do, as long as they're authenticated. They need to be PSA authenticated, CGC, BGS. I do sell autos on consignment, yes. People thirsty for a Typhlosion card better than a holo. Is this whole live just an ad read? Hey, when it comes up, I'm gonna plug myself for sure. $151 was available for about 8 months when nobody wanted it. CZ maybe 16, but they were there. There is tons of product. There's tons of product. It's like whatever you want, you can have. It's just a matter of what you're gonna pay. I was actually talking to Alex. I was talking to Alex yesterday, I believe it was, before he priced his 151 Japanese booster boxes for his stream. And I said, when you set a price, if you set a price and hopefully Opus will pick up on this for a short. When you're pricing a product for a live stream, for eBay, for whatever, if everyone is buying, you price too low. If everyone is crying, you price too high. If you priced it right, some will cry, some will buy. That sums it up better. I summed it up better yesterday in a text message to Alex from Nostalgianomics than I think I have during this 2 hours and 45 minutes of live stream. If it's priced right, which there's crying, but there's also buying going on. So the prices are priced right. If it gets too high and everyone's crying, people will stop buying, the price will go down. But yeah, supply and demand, equilibrium is gone. Cry, buy, equilibrium. You price it right, some crying, some buying. B-U-Y, buy, or B-Y-E, buy. Crier buy, buyer buy, cry buy, equilibrium. We're trying to coin new things here in our patriotic red, white, and blue live stream. I saw Pokemania Rip saying cry, 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 and that sent me on that rant. Some will cry, some will buy is a bar. I appreciate you, Pokey-NE. Pokey-NE's been lurking, and some will cry, some will buy. Brought him out of the shadows. So I'm glad it wasn't just me thinking that it was solid. I'm glad I have a fan there of it. Hopefully Opus will pick that up, and I will clip it, and I will have a short reel, all that stuff in a couple weeks. Are people who saw the palette in person special? The only people in Pokemon who have seen the palette in one of my dad's warehouse locations that Ponga has been sworn to secrecy over. Ponga's the only one. Old school Pokemon's not seen it. PK's not seen it. Jake's not seen it. Rusty's not seen it. Rusty's never been to my house, but the other ones have. Ponga's the only one. Nick did meet my dad. So Nick met my dad. Ponga met my dad. But Nick met my dad. We were going out to get wings, and my dad was walking out of lunch with one of his HVAC buddies. But yeah, Ponga's the only one to lay eyes on the palette in the hobby. So Pokey-NE is everywhere, always lurking. He's probably like gonna watch me stream for another hour, listen to me stream for another hour, and then he's gonna record a video in like 2 hours and drop it at 6 a.m. and I'll watch it tomorrow morning. Schedule's crazy. That was shout out _retrospecs IG on IG. Shout out retrospecs on YouTube as well. That stream we had, me, Brian, Alex, and Retro. Crazy how big that was. Crazy how fun that was. After the live stream, I don't know how long we were live, but we were not live for so long. I went to bed at like 4 a.m. that morning because we just talked and talked and talked after the live stream. Like, I love talking shop. I love talking Pokemon. We cover so many of the same things, but the market's moving. Things are ebbing and flowing. Everything's dynamic. It's a lot of fun. It's nuts. Let's see. And one thing you need to be careful about too. Like you need to be careful when you listen to me. I'm open, honest, transparent. You don't know all those things are true though. I know Pokey-NE, he does his I need to get one of those shirts. Credibility checks. I sell a lot of this stuff. I own a lot of this stuff. I tell you how much I sell every year. I tell you how much I buy every year. I tell you how much I have. If you ask me any product I have, I will estimate best I can for you how many I have. There are people in live stream chats that say this pack is going to this pack is going to that. Invest now, stonk now, stuff's going up. Be careful. Some of the people in some live stream chats, I'm not accusing anyone in particular because I don't know. I've not done any credibility check on them. I've never seen them show any content. I've never seen any show any like inventory they have. Some people that are telling you that Crown Zenith is going to 10, and some people that are telling you that this is going to this, they're selling that. They're doing that while they're selling it to you. So be careful. Be careful. Always know people's motivations. Always know people's situations. Always know like what their motivations are. If they're just trying to get you to click their affiliate link so they can make money and they don't give a shit. They have no clue. They don't give a shit what happens with all this. That's prevalent. Cosplay investors, cosplay businesses, all these things going on in the hobby all over. This the secret meeting was like 3 hours. It was an amazing time. Pokey has a video to film tonight, and it's gonna be spicy. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. The spicy ones are fun. Where are we at? Plenty of CC ETBs for cheap. I might have... So I went through and I tore down my whole OBS. I might still have bad OBS settings. It might be that I'm not talking loud enough, or I'm talking too loud, and I'm either peaking or I'm like not hitting the minimum threshold for my microphone. I will work on my audio settings between now and the next stream. I appreciate people bearing with me. It might not be... Some people are saying to refresh, but it might be my audio settings on my mic. I might have it set to where it's not capturing my voice. Like we're live on Pokeflips tomorrow, so if you're not subscribed on Pokeflips, check that out. Maybe there's a mod here who can link Pokeflips. Old School of Pokemon and myself will be live on YouTube tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. Eastern with our Q&A on Pokeflips. So I will be live in like almost by the time I end this stream, it will be less than 12 hours until I'm live again on YouTube. So I really need to end this soon. I don't know if that's YouTube. If you have to refresh and then it fixes it, that might be a YouTube thing. That might not be me. I don't know. Do you think an influx of sports card collectors with deep pockets who are bored with the stale sports card market are part of the boom? Absolutely. I know it. I watch like 3 or 4 or 5 different sports channels on YouTube. They're all talking Pokemon right now. Neo Cards and Comics. I just talked about him earlier. What was the one that I couldn't remember? Spitballing Cards, Filmington, Sports Card Dad. All of the sports card channels that I watch any videos from, they're all talking Pokemon right now. They're definitely a part. And then sports card sellers that are demanding their distributor give them allocation of prismatic and other sets. Absolutely, sports card people are part of it. How many times do people have to hear it? You don't want the product, you want the gains. If product was widely available, you'd let it sit there until the price rises, and then when you can't find any. Absolutely. You'll cry on the internet. Absolutely. Does anyone else feel like that noise for a new subscriber sounds like Luigi's Mansion? Metal Gear Solid. Dragon Ball. That's going way back. Oldie but goodie. Taylor Swift is unfortunately my kid's favorite, so that means I've heard every song more than I want to admit. Got them memorized. That's hilarious. Retro's invoicing me, so he invoiced me in the DMs over 40 minutes ago. I'm gonna go pay that before I go to bed. I am getting what am I buying? I'm buying 40 151 each for Ponga and PK, and then I'm buying 20 Terrestrial Festival each for Ponga and PK for the live streams. Hello, Dan. I was just wondering why we are booming. I don't know why, but I'm here for it. So Monty owes a ribeye. Like, it's math. If enough people opened, if a billion people opened 36 packs of Pokemon cards that were fair and true, if a billion people did it, more than one would get 0, statistically speaking. That's just the way that it works. People are very bad at math. People are very bad at like the law of large numbers. And it's like a Moonbreon. It's 1 in 1,000 pull rate. I said this in Rattle's comments. If a million people open 2 packs of Evolving, one person will pull back-to-back Moonbreons, statistically speaking. So if a million people, we're getting deep now, if a million people open 2 packs each a million times, we need 2 billion packs for that to happen. A million people open 2 packs a million times each. Many people, like there will be many people, many of those million simulations of a million people opening 2 packs, there will be back-to-back Moonbreons. There will be some where there's none. There will be some where 10 people do it, even though only one should have done it. And there will be times where, if you have a million people open 36 packs, there will be times where people will get 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 packs. Like, that's just how math works. At a large enough scale, like, I can't rant on this much longer. I need to finish this stream at some point. People are really bad at math, is all I need to say. What are your thoughts on Journey Together as a set? I have no thoughts. I have no idea what's in it. I'm not a spoiler guy. I'm on Prismatic Evolution because that's what's coming out in 8 days. Long term, do you think Moonbryon has enough hype to make a Grail worth 10k plus? No. I am quite confident that card will not be 10k plus. That does not mean it will not be. Had you asked me 2 years ago if I thought it would ever be 3k, I probably would have said, there's a chance of it. But it seems unlikely it's going to happen anytime soon. And it is today. So it's like, I could be wrong, but I don't see that card being 10,000 ever / anytime soon. Absolutely could be wrong. What price will Evolving Skies be when it passes Team Up? I have no idea. It might at 5,000. It might never happen. I have no clue. Oh, and Pokemartin saying 1,000,000 times 1,000,000. So you're timing it. I'm not timing it. I was plussing it. So Pokemartin trying to catch me slipping. It is almost 1:30 a.m. here. 1:12 a.m. 2 people opening 1,000,000 packs each. 1,000,000 times. It would be times. It would be times. My bad. It is trillion. It's 2 trillion packs. I was thinking, I was adding it when I should have been multiplying it. So Pokemartin did catch me slipping. It's getting too late. These red lights might burn out tonight. Any speculation on what flipped the switch on the market? Price goes up, so price goes up. I don't know. It could, but I have no idea. It's funny because, like, I must have said this 30 minutes ago, and then I literally just said it a minute ago. I love when I'm 30 minutes behind, and I see something in chat about something that I just said, so I know that I just said it earlier, too. Crazy. Brian's got a hair product line coming by summer. That's hilarious. That's awesome. The market being overpriced right now and everything being bought out was crazy. Seeing all this prices on cards and sealed go up so quick on pre-release product is going to be a while. We see actual prices. Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. USA. This is when I turn the lights red, white, and blue. Can we get another Dan and Ponga drunken live stream? Needs to be an annual thing at least. I'm sure it'll happen. I'm sure in the future at some point. I would expect Jake to be here again. I would expect Nick to be here again. Maybe Gemmit Pokemon someday. Maybe Rusty someday. Who knows? I would expect Ponga and PK. More people will be here. I'm fairly certain on a long enough timeline. Yeah, I've been watching more sports content lately to get a feel for like what their thoughts are on all this. It's interesting. Are we at a top signal when we say Supernova, the only thing that can stop Pokemon? All last year was top signals. My dad started investing in Pokemon by the pallet with me because my dad started investing in Pokemon. Poke Plumber's dad, shout out Nick. His dad started investing in sealed Pokemon because my dad did. He DM'd me that on Instagram recently. Hilarious, scary, crazy. Sums up everything going on in Pokemon right now. Sea and Sky, if you could get it at retail, if you could get it at wholesale, it's a no-brainer, obviously, to buy so low under market. Paying sales tax on PC ETBs is an exception because Pokemon Center doesn't allow a reseller certificate to avoid sales tax. So like that is a cheeky little thing to point out. I get what you're saying, but like if you're investing in Pokemon, if you're trying to make money in Pokemon, you should have a reseller certificate. You should not be paying sales tax anywhere that accepts that, but certain vendors don't accept that. So like if you have to buy through somebody that doesn't accept vendor reseller certificates, it's like you either buy it with sales tax or you can't. Busy Bee was buying Dream League for 50 to 60 on Plaza Japan roughly 4 years ago. Crazy. Me, Plaza Japan. I don't even remember all the different sites I used to buy on. How do you optimize and reduce your cost of shipping the cards, slabs, and sealed products you sell? How do you make sure it doesn't eat away at your margins? Buy those things in bulk. No, like padded envelopes don't go bad, at least as long as you store them properly. A lot of the supplies don't go bad. So buy them in the biggest bulk that's reasonable to you that you can afford, and pack intelligently too. Like when you sell a slab, this is how I pack. Like this is 5-10 cents a piece, 10 cents a piece maybe. This is 10 cents a piece ish. I put a slab in here. So I sell this slab. I put it in a cardboard insert. That's a few cents. I put it into this, which then goes into this. It's double bubbled now. It's safe. I've shipped thousands of slabs that way. One maybe is broken. A slab that's this valuable, I would actually put inside of a box. But like, I've bought $50 slabs and had people ship them to me in a box. Like, why are you buying a $1 box or a 50-cent box to ship a $50 slab that you could ship in a 50-cent configuration of padded envelopes and whatever, or 30-cent or 20-cent, whatever? So don't overpack. Be reasonable and buy in bulk so you get a better rate. Those are some quick tips on that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. Where are we at? Andy here, 2021. Andy Munns. That name's definitely familiar. Very familiar. Andy here, 2021. Is that when you got back in? 2021? Moogly rejoined in 2018. I can tell you I'm still the problem. I was wondering why my collection is taking off again like it's COVID. How behind is he on chat? Jesus. So as I read this comment, I am 22 minutes behind chat, which is the least I've been all chat. It's fine if you go long. I'm just lazily clicking books in Arceus library, I believe, for Magic XP. We got a RuneScaper. Love to hear it. I do need to do a YouTube live. I need to do a YouTube RuneScape live stream. I'm gonna be running Theater of Blood with the boys hopefully this weekend. Hopefully someone will carry me through. We ran 15 hard mode tobs. The drop rate for a scythe is 1 in 19, so I've not been lucky yet. But I did recently get Hell Puppy at Cerberus. I recently got the Chaos Elemental Junior at 370-ish, so I went a little dry on the Chaos Elemental Junior. I got the Hell Puppy. I got the Cerberus pet at like 150, 200 kill count. Very lucky on that. I'm going to do Theater of Blood solo on a YouTube live stream before Leagues ends, and I'm also gonna try the Inferno live on YouTube. So I'm excited for that. Sometime between now and the next like 2.5 weeks when it ends. Very excited. Thrifty says hi from Spicy Voice chat. Let's see how many people are in Spicy Voice. There's a bunch in there. There's 7 in Spicy Voice right now. Hi, Spicy Voice. I hate when new people come into these lives, then I have to hear Dan say the same thing he's been saying for years. Sky's excited for the League live stream. Sky's ready for Tob this weekend too. Hopefully we find a 3rd, 4th, maybe a 5th. I apologize, Skya. I said I was gonna do Tob tonight. I apologize to Skya. I apologize to Red Iron. I entirely forgot that I was planning on streaming after PK streamed, so that we could tease the big base set box break live stream, selling this for $1, selling a bunch more for $1. I've got like mid-era blister packs, not weighed, not CT scanned, not piped, any of those things. Trust me or don't trust me. Pokemon has a lot of buying and a lot of crying. Timmy's gonna cry unless they like Shrouded. Don't worry, Dan. There's definitely a walk with my talk. Last week, I was roughly around 3,000 packs worth of Crown Zenith. Now I'm over 4,000. I love to hear that. I love to hear that you actually are like accumulating during the time. It's good. Like, it's good that people are buying when they say they think it's going to go up. A lot of people cosplay as an investor. They say it's going to go up, while out the side door, out the back door, they're selling the product they're linking down below. That's the worst thing you can do, is lie, try to pawn things off on people, and people do it. People do it. Whether it's a crypto rug pull, whatever it may be, those things go on, and it's bad. Pokenomics Jake is full-time in Pokemon. We still have a Patreon we run together, the Pokenomics Patreon. Every week, just earlier yesterday, Thursday, Jake had his weekly office hour. 1 hour, he goes into voice chat every week on Discord, just like I do, and we do a Q&A. And then every month on Zoom, we do a Patreon monthly call. Q&A, market recap, all those things. He's full-time in Pokemon, he's just not making content. Doesn't enjoy it, whatever the case may be. I think he'd be going crazy over some of the... Go watch his old content. I think it was great content. I enjoyed it a lot. I watched it all. But he would be going through the same things he did a few years ago, ripping his hair out over people going insane, all the FOMO, all the hype, all the stonking, all the irrational exuberance is a term he used a lot. And it's going on now. The same thing. Groundhog's Day. Years later, it's going on again. I like Crown Zenith a lot. I love it. So Daniel Song says, are we offloading all of our Surging Sparks, sans maybe one booster box in anticipation of a reprint? I have, between my two streamers and what I have 12 cases maybe. Not like a crazy amount. I want to have less. In like a month, I want to have like 6 cases tops. I'm pretty sure a reprint's coming sometime soon, but I don't know that. Surging Sparks could theoretically not be reprinted again. I would bet against that. I am betting against that. Hawk versus Walk. I'm trying to lower my position of surging, but I'm not like fire selling at all. I'm not that panicked. I want it for the live streams, all that stuff. I'll get you a credibility check shirt in exchange for the cosplay investor shirt. I should make a cosplay investor shirt. I'm gonna take you up on that, Brian. At some point, let me know your size, Brian. DM me, post it in here. Either way, I will at some point. I can't promise days, maybe weeks, maybe a couple months. I will get that merch. Might need to talk to Hive Mind Collectibles so that he can make me up a cosplay investor t-shirt design. And I will trade you one of those for the credibility check, because I need to have one of those. And I'm a 2XL, by the way. I'm a big boy, 6'4 3/4. Down to 225. I was 252 to start last year. So I swapped the 2 and the 5. A lot healthier, a lot better. Still could be improved, though. Wynonna says, not an audio engineer, but it sounds like peaking. I might have my mic set up that poorly that I'm just peaking. I'm getting rowdy. I'm getting excited. I might be peaking my mic. I apologize. Don't end the stream. I just got here 16 minutes ago. Skippy says it sounded fine the whole time, so I don't know what's going on. I apologize, though. Hair product line coming by summertime for Pokemon. Check that out for sure. June's my birthday, so I'll give you till then. Should I sell my complete Sword Shield PSA 10 alt art collection or keep holding? So I'm biased because I would consign it for you. If you want to consign it, I would consign it for you. You would net the following rates. I don't want to buy it though. If I had one, I would sell it. I do not collect, speculate, or invest in slabs. I own some that were personal gifts. Not this one. So this is a separate one. I was gifted one of these. This is a $1,500 card approximately today. 8 years ago-ish. 8 years ago? 2016. 9 years ago, I was gifted one of these. Back when it was a $40 card, $40 card. I got this as a part of an E4 Secret Santa gift. Back when it was UPCCC, I believe. I'm not going to sell that one ever because it was a gift. But this one, I don't value this card at $1,500. A gift that I got that was worth $30, I valued it at $30. It was a gift. I'm not going to sell it. But this one's going to be for sale. So, like, I hold no slabs. I hold no slabs, almost no slabs, aside from things that were gifted to me. or things that I pulled myself that are meaningful to me. So if I had it, Hawk versus Walk, I would sell it all. If you want to sell yours, I'm not pressuring you into, I'm just telling you what I would do. If you want to consign with me, great. DM me, email me. If you don't want to, I would recommend, if you want to sell on eBay, look at consigning with James, or look at selling. I'm friends with Chris and Brennan, Pallet Town Pokemon. There's a lot of options you could do if you wanted to sell. I'm just one of them, and I will always tell you all the other options that are out there too. I'm not buying those at 80%. No. Hell no. Likelihood of newbie vendors ordering 10 times more than they can afford from distro only to actually get said product, panic sell to avoid bankruptcy and crash everything. At some point, it's inevitable, I think. I think it's inevitable at some point. It will work until it doesn't, and some amount of people will get burned. Some amount of consumer Timmies, some amount of LGS Timmies, some amount of online retailer Timmies. It's inevitable. SM Pratt's still around. He doesn't post on YouTube much at all anymore, but similar to Pokenomics Jake, SM Pratt Scott has a Patreon still, and he still makes videos every month. He makes a monthly market recap. I think he makes 3 videos a month in Patreon. And then Jake Pokenomics does 4 office hours a month, and he also does 1 video a month in the monthly Zoom, a live video. So they're both still around. He's not taking a break. I know he's making videos still actively, just not publicly. He's doing it in his Patreon. Who doesn't sell slabs anymore? I don't have any more to sell, hardly. What sets are your streamers ripping the most? So in the paywall, I gave insight into what sets my streamers are ripping the most. I will do a video in like 2 weeks that details roughly what we're selling the most, what we're ripping the most. In the past 3 months, it's been surging because it's the newest set. So like it's always going to be the newest set, almost always. We got a we got somebody going for it. Somebody skipping the queue. Capitalism. Is it fair? Is it not fair? Does it make you angry? Does it not? But if you super chat, I'm going to go right to your question. I appreciate you, Anarchy Bronze. Dan, I have Yu-Gi-Oh! Growls on PSA 10. Cyberstein, Dark Magician Girl First Edition. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is relaxed at the moment. Should I hold for the future? It's a lot of dollars. I sold on consignment. I'm not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Expert, but I will consign. I sold like a ghost rare Rose Dragon, I believe was one of them. I sold some Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that were like over $10,000. Over $10,000. So again, I'm not pressuring you. I don't know your opportunity cost. If you haven't yet, watch my video on opportunity cost. I don't know what that money means to you. Do you have 30% credit card debt? If I was you and I had cards worth thousands and I had 30% credit card debt, I'm not telling you to sell to pay off your 30% credit card debt, but I would. If I was you and I had no debt, no student loans, no car debt, no mortgage, like I don't today, opportunity cost, like it depends. How much joy do they bring you? How much utility do they bring you? And what else would you do with the money? Depending on the answers to your opportunity cost, the answers to those questions is how I would do it myself. But like, I don't know those answers for you, so I can't advise you. That's like the thinking that would go into it though. What would those proceeds mean? Would you take those and would you pay off your house? Would you pay off your car? Would you pay off your credit cards? Or would you just like, hey, I have 10 grand worth of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and I want to go on a big banger vacation in Europe for 3 weeks. Would that bring you more value to your life, regardless of what the future value of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards might do? I don't know the answers to those questions, so I can't answer it for you. But like, those are the questions that I would ask myself, looking inward, deciding how to spend that money. But I appreciate you for the super chat, and hopefully that answer was worthwhile towards what you paid for it. Does the Journey Together non-Poke Center booster box still have the promo? I'm not positive. I've heard the promos in all of them. I don't know if the Pokemon Center one has a stamp or not. I don't really know. Vintage, what's a boom? Vintage is doing well. Vintage is doing very well in some instances. I own the one card I collect. The one card I own for now that I might sell someday. Where'd it go? It's a PSA 9 Shining Gyarados first edition. I might have accidentally sent it to Fanatics or something. Maybe I'll accidentally sell it. I don't know where I put it. I collect this card because this card is worth more to me than it is the market. Somewhere I have a Gyarados that I lost, but I don't collect many cards. But that Gyarados card, some gold star cards, some base first edition cards are up 20, 30+%. To me, 20, 30% in a year, like the S&P boomed in 2024. It didn't double, it didn't triple, it didn't quadruple, but it went up 30%. And there you're talking about like trillions of dollars of market cap. But if vintage, some vintage, a fair bit of vintage, I just bought a base box for a stream in 2.5 weeks. That's up over 20%. I paid almost 18 grand when the last one I bought last year was like 14 grand. To me, that's booming. Maybe like Pokemon, people's brains are just like broken from how spoiled we are, how crazy things are. People's entire like expectations are just perverted because of what goes on in Pokemon. It's scary. League's live stream. Checking off Van Gogh Pikachu on my bingo card. That was like the 5th time I showed it. Box toppers would be cool if they came back permanently. Have I talked about food yet? I believe so. I had to have talked about food at some point or another. Over 3 hours. Had to be. I don't know what Rafi's up to. Pokenomics with Jake and Rafi. I don't get why people are chasing Battle Journeys and Team Rocket at full MSRP when there are still Sword and Shield plays at lower prices still available. The FOMO is strong. FOMO is absolutely strong. Pokemonese, a medium. Medium Pokemon with a custom XXXL sleeve for the bicep. If I can't get the custom XXXL sleeves, you might just have to tear them off and go with that look. Yeah, you'll have to cut the sleeves off for Brian. I'll have to, I do have some merch. It's very limited. I think on my thing now, and it should be set up. I don't know if it works or not, but if you buy a shirt, if you buy a playmat, if you buy a hat, I think those are the only things I have in my stream. Gengar's got this nice hat back there. I have a t-shirt. I have a playmat, a desk mat. Actually, not a playmat, a bigger than a playmat. And then I have hat, shirt, playmat. I'll have to add more shirts in the future. I'll have to get this cosplay investor shirt up and running. But I will expand the merch through 2025. We live in an extraordinary time where a pop 28,000 just doubled in price on the market. Magikarp 080 triplet B. I'm surprised to hear that card is that high pop. Another card that has pop 28,000 plus, not in BGS 10, but in PSA 10. This card, a few months ago, was 300 in PSA 10, and now it's 600 in PSA 10. So that card doubled as well, with a 30,000 plus pop. Crazy. If I can sign the complete alt art PSA 10 set, would you recommend one lot or sell individually? This is where it's tough. Generally speaking, I think 95% of things you're better off selling individually. Because like, I always describe it as a funnel. The only person that will buy a complete PSA 10 alt art set is at the bottom of the funnel. You need either a reseller who's going to want to buy it all at 70% so they can sell it all for 100%, or you need somebody who has two things. They need to want everyone, and they need to have the money for everyone. Maybe three things. They need to want everyone, and they need to have the money to buy everyone all at once, and they need to not have any of them, or be willing. Say they have half the set. Their goal is to complete a set of all the alt arts on PSA 10. Well, if they have half of them, they probably don't want to buy the whole set, because now they got to buy the whole set and sell all the other stragglers they had. Maybe they'll do that, maybe they won't. But like 95+% of the time, you will get more money if you sell them as individual cards, I think. That's my opinion. I'm quite confident in that opinion. Historically speaking, I've always sold things individually. But recently, just like 4 weeks ago maybe, I sold a complete PSA 10 Master Ball set. So one bit of nuance that added, and I don't even know what like the average and the low price of the alt arts would be. But a lot of the complete 151 Master Ball Reverse Hollow set would have been sub 120. That consignor would have been hit with a $5 surcharge on 100+ cards. So he sold it all in one set. It went for over $6,000. He netted 95% of the total sale price. Had he consigned all individually, most of them would have been in this tier. He would have been eaten alive by that $5 fee. He would have paid over $500 in the $5 fee. So I advised him. I said, I think you are better off consigning all in one lot than selling them individually. Whereas with the alt art thing, I would lean towards individual, because now you're at a much higher price tier and you're missing, like, how many buyers have 5 figures to spend all at once on this set? How many buyers that have all that money want all those cards specifically? How many that want all those cards specifically don't already have most of them or some of them? Like, the more cards you group into a lot, the more buyers you miss on, because it's too much money, or they don't want all of those, or they already have some of those. I said the same thing 5 different ways, so hopefully that, like, made it understandable. Sky says he's gonna hodl the MFC Dark Magician Girl. Oh, Black Rose Dragon is the one that I sold. Excuse me, I'm almost done. I'm gonna be wrapping up very soon. Define FOMO with one card. Like, this card is definitely, FOMO is going on with this card right now. Does that mean the price will not go higher? Does that mean the price will be lower in 6 months? No, to both of those. Like, FOMO is what's causing it to do what it does, but it might double again before it halves. It might double again before it goes down 30%. You never know. So, would you trade 10 to 12k worth of modern sealed XY to current SV for a BGS 8 First Edition Charizard? No. If I had a BGS 8 First Edition Charizard, I would sell it. I have a bunch of modern sealed. I'm selling some, to be fair. I'm ripping it every night. PK and Pong are ripping it every night on Fanatics. But I'm not like fire selling it. I'm not not like needing to get, not that I would feel like I need to get out of a BGS 8 First Edition Charizard immediately. Slabs are just not for me. Slabs are just not for me to hold long term. But with that, it is 1:37 a.m. I've been live for 3 hours and 22 minutes. I so much appreciate the super chats. I so much appreciate all the new subscriptions, all the new memberships. 166 people still watching. 3 hours and 22 minutes later. I'm going to end now. I have caught up to chat. I missed 20 minutes earlier when the chat jumped a bunch. I apologize to those 20 minutes worth of people who had questions not answered. But we are booming. I will be live in less than 12 hours. I'm going to post it right now. YouTube, Pokeflips. I will be live. If you want more of me, like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. If you want more of me in less than 12 hours, Q&A with me and Old School Pokemon, I will be live on Pokeflips at 1:15 p.m. Eastern time, less than 12 hours. So, yeah, I'll see you there maybe. I'll see you here later, next week maybe. I'm live every week. I have a video every week at 1 p.m. Monday Eastern. So, Steve's Collectibles has final question coming in. What do you think of SM210 Hidden Fates promo? I've spec'd on that card since release, and the sales volume increase recently is nuts. I love the card. I love the Stained Glass Birds promo. I love Articuno, Moltres, Zapdos. Catching Zapdos at the power plant in yellow. Catching Moltres on Victory Road, I believe. Catching Articuno at Seafoam Island, I believe. All these memories flooding back. My Pokemon Yellow is right there. That is my original one. It has all 150 Pokemon. I love the trio. I love that card. Amazing art. Tell us bedtime story. One time, a bunch of people who loved Pokemon all existed in a market, and we journeyed together to beautiful times in the hobby. We were booming. We journeyed together. We navigated our way, and we all had a great time doing it. Not everyone. Most of us had a great time doing it. The end.